You can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting.
Game over, man. Game over.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out about to see the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core, frozen atomic waves. From deep within the core, frozen atomic waves.
Hello and welcome to the 555th edition of the Fallout feed. How alliterative can we get in the introduction?
Five.
How many freaking F's in a row can we five?
Triple nickel.
Welcome to the show. This week we've got our good buddy Lee joining. Hi Lee, welcome to the show, sir.
Greetings.
And also, we have Jess. What's going on, Jess? How we doing?
Great, Andrew. I'm pausing for the lead drop. I figured I need to leave space.
Here, yeah, okay, hang on. Let me.
I don't have it.
I got it. Hang on, pause, everybody, pause.
Lee. I'm talking fucking Lee.
Oh my God. Extended cut.
I was going through old drops today, and I found the whole song, and I was like, Lee's coming on tonight. Might as well drop all of Lee in there.
Dipping in a sea of Lee. I propose on bended knee.
And me with KG.
That's me. We'd be
JB.
free. We'd be free. Plant a tree. Just for
This is the best song ever.
Lee.
All right. Welcome to the show, Lee.
I am so honored.
We started out with the maximum lead drop. Amazing. I had no idea what I was in for when I asked.
And it's the tenacious Lee has joined us tonight. So, all right. And like I mentioned, Jess is also with us. Hi, Jess. And Ray is out sick this week. Get better, Ray.
Yeah, what was Ray up to? Was he like on that ship with the hantavirus?
Oh,
in
no.
Europe, or
He was on a cruise.
was he skinny dipping in a sea? Well, not of Lee, but, caught a little something?
In the sea of
No.
hantavirus. Is that how it's pronounced? Jeez.
I don't know. I've Hanta like Fanta, but a lot less
Hanta?
tasty.
Okay, yeah. Hanta virus then. Good. Wash up, everybody. And, sit in a quarantine for 8 weeks. God, that's the fucking dangerous thing about that is the incubation time is crazy.
The worst, but we do hope Ray feels better. He said he was feeling a little better this afternoon, but still really beaten. So
Yeah, I
we gotta
don't
keep
think
that
he
up.
actually has hantavirus, everybody.
No, of
Relax. Quit sending your flowers. Everybody's out there on ftd.com. Chill out. Is that still a thing? That's probably not a thing anymore.
It is. No, it
definitely a
totally
thing.
is.
What? I was just talking to Jess and Lee about the show. I was watching local TV before. There's like one of those 900 girl numbers. I was like, oh my God. How does that still a financial model? I just don't understand. With the internet, you
people
think
might
the
not-
internet would have killed that?
I think to a large extent it has, but I mean, maybe people still want to call in and get their sexy chat on. Maybe it's,
Yeah, no, that's true. Maybe that is
cheaper.
someone's thing. That's fine.
Or sometimes
fantasy
they're actually
people-
dating services. So maybe it's
Fantasy
Oh,
people with
right.
too much money.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh.
you guys. On the show tonight, we have our gameplay right off the top, as per usual. Then we've got I pre-prepped. Prepared a few games for game time. We'll probably play one or two of those. We've also got some feedback. We've got Matt and Nicky. Shoveler sent in something. Rando and Vanessa. And latecomer Suliore got something squeezed in there at the last minute. So we'll visit some feedback, see how you guys wrapped up your adventures there. in the New Vegas wasteland. They don't call it that. The Mojave Wasteland. So we'll check in with the end game. Even though this is not our last roundtable episode, we still got one more DLC coming after. Not Dead Money. What's it called?
It's Dead Money.
Dead Money.
You were dead
yes,
on.
I was dead on. I thought Dead Money was in 3. What's the really bad one from 3 everyone hates?
The one you don't like, Mothership Zeta?
No? I thought there was a notorious
Operation
one.
Anchorage. The Pit.
No. Maybe this is Dead Money like the notorious one that everyone
Yes,
despises?
it's notorious.
Okay.
And not everyone hates it, but it's polarizing.
Okay.
It's,
Maybe
it's
I
the
was
most
confused.
different.
I thought it was in 3, but okay. So it's in New Vegas. I don't know that I've ever done it, right?
No,
Okay.
that's why we're saving it for the end, in case,
All right.
in case you can't do it, Andrew.
In case I throw my fucking controller through my screen like the first time I played the Alien one. God damn. All right.
Yeah, the alien one crapped out on me when I.
Oh, yeah? Lucky you.
Well,
I had to
remember,
play the
was
whole
lame.
goddamn thing.
It was the last one we did, and I just didn't do it. So
It's
remember,
so,
I beamed up to the ship, met a few people, and then stopped.
it's so hard. Like the aliens have twice the HP of everything else that you've met in the game at that point. Or maybe I was way earlier in the game when I played it last time or something. I don't know what the difference was. But I just would find myself looping back to the same spot every time. Like it's one of those really confusing. You got to go down to go up to get back to spot A. After you find spot C, get spot B. You know what I mean? It's 3-dimensional chess just trying to get through the maze of the fucking spaceship. And you know, you wouldn't think you think a spaceship would be highly organized environment with clearly marked paths and signs and such, but I just get turned around. You know me. I'm notorious for getting turned around like that, though, in places. So I found that alien spaceship fucking
It's
really
all
hard to
obvious, like
navigate.
inside any ship.
Maybe it's because I'm not part of their species, and it's just really obvious to them. And I'm just
Yeah, you're
just
too
don't-
tall. If you were a little bit like, it's made people around 3'5".
I can't see the signs. They're shorter. All right. All right, so let's roll into the show and see what everybody's getting into. Hey, Jess, do you have a chance to play any video games this week?
I played some video games. I got up to some stuff. Just a little to talk about today because it wasn't too much Fallout. My Vampire Survivors run continues. I currently
fun.
have 143 of 161 achievements.
Nice.
It is it's a big one. It's got so many achievements for every little thing. I'm about a day in at this point, 24, 25 hours. Actually, hey, interesting story. Y'all, next time you update your Xbox, instead of giving your playtime in days and hours like it did, it's going to be just hours. So if you've been kind of looking at it and trying to translate, you're like, wait, I've got 230 days in Fallout 76. Well, now it's going to be however many hours. So, 5,000 or whatever.
3,000. Yeah, that's actually more helpful, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Steam and most other services do it by hours. And so it would be cool if they added a toggle for people who like days. But they just announced earlier today, I believe. It was either yesterday or earlier today.
Yeah,
that
they
they're
should make it
switching
an
over to hours.
option that you can switch back or forth. They shouldn't make you have one or the other. Yeah, that's a good point.
But if they're going to make one, I do think hours is probably the way to go. A little less awkward.
That's the thing you always see people bragging on when they're like, "Oh, is that like a 90-hour game or is that like a?" You never hear anyone say, "I've got 2,000." You always hear people say, "I've got 2,000 hours in Skyrim." They never say, "I've got 36 days in Skyrim" or whatever that is.
Exactly. Like you always have to translate it to talk to other people anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a really good change. It's one of those things Xbox put up. So you guys might be familiar with in the past. They had this thing called User Voice for Microsoft and Xbox. It was essentially like a forum where you could upvote things, kind of like Reddit. So things you were concerned about, people would put it in, people would upvote it. They reintroduced that with all the changes that Asha Shah is making as the new CEO of Xbox. And so right now, more people wanting exclusive games is near the top, which that is, of course, polarizing because I like more people playing games. I don't want my Bethesda games to go exclusive again. I want everybody to play Elder Scrolls. Everybody to play Starfield.
Who is voting for more exclusive games?
A lot of people.
That makes zero sense to me because all you're doing is rooting for someone not to be able to play. You're not gaining anything yourself. You're just preventing someone else from having fun.
And no, I agree with you. Obviously, my standpoint, I tend to agree. But the idea is, as fans of the platform like Xbox or PlayStation or what have you, if everything you have is available on other systems, what makes your system more attractive, especially if those systems have exclusive games. So, for instance, there's a lot of big games that are only playable on PlayStation. So if there are games that are only on PlayStation and then everything on Xbox is also on PlayStation,
that
of course,
pisses me
you're
off
gonna
that
get
it's not
PlayStation.
available.
And Nintendo's like that too. Like, how many Nintendo games are only on Nintendo? Most.
Okay.
Right?
So I know I might not be the perfect example of a normal gamer in today's society, but I might be a good representation. I would love to play that
Play
fucking
Nintendo games on Xbox.
Spider-Man game or any Uncharted games or anything that's PlayStation exclusive. But I can afford one, but I have not gone out and bought another PlayStation to get those exclusive games. Those exclusive games are not attractive enough for me to go buy a whole new system. Even though I could. I just choose not to. So I don't. In my personal one-person, poll here, that's bullshit. That business model doesn't work at all. That's stupid to do.
Ultimately,
It's
I
marketing
think
shenanigans.
Yes.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think you are probably in the majority. But if you are the kind of person who likes certain series specifically, or you're getting the next generation, all the new consoles came out. Xbox One and PS4 just came out. And if you get Xbox, you can play some, but PS4 has Uncharted. That's where you might actually, when you are buying the next generation system, do that. PlayStation has a pretty strong lead. They were locked in. They had a stronger game catalog and, a better going in mid.
Yes. They do have better
2013,
exclusives.
2014.
I will give that to PlayStation.
And I don't think that's true, personally. I think Xbox has better, or Microsoft Xbox has had better exclusives or better games in general.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 2010s, PlayStation did have better exclusives overall.
Yeah, maybe I'm not aware of what the state is now. But yeah, when there was they had Uncharted. That I'm spoiled by that because that was my favorite game series for a good few years. I loved those games. So, that's when I had
Uncharted,
a PlayStation
Last of
3,
Us,
though.
Spider-Man.
But yeah, when all those came out, or when the Fallout 4 came out, and I needed a new console to buy it on, we just took a poll around our group, and what most people in our group play on was Xbox. So I got an Xbox, so I could play with the rest of you guys.
And I mean, it's it's my favorite system and has been for a long time. But that's the argument kind of for exclusivity. That if there's a big enough game, if there's a system seller. And at the point when new generations are coming out especially, that is when people tend to choose which system they're going with for this generation.
Yeah.
But since the 2010s, with a PS4 generation and Xbox One, people are going more and more digital. So now if you want to play games we own, kind of like if you bought music on iTunes, you got to stick with Apple. You got all your stuff on Spotify, you're sticking with Spotify. With games being digital, now
So
if you want to
dumb.
access those old games, you kind of... So it's gotten more complicated. But long story short, I prefer, especially games with a storied history and, big third-party games, like Elder Scrolls or Fallout. I want everybody able to play.
Yeah, of
People will
course.
say, but Skyrim or Elder Scrolls 6 will sell a lot of consoles. Yeah, it probably will.
But I don't care if they sell consoles. I just want everyone to have fun playing video games.
And I agree to an extent, but again, people worry that if Xbox isn't supported enough, that they'll stop making hardware, the ecosystem will go away, and the console we love and our games library there will no longer be available. Now,
I don't care if the console goes away, just as long as I can still play video games.
Well, that's just it. What if you can't? But, with the whole PC crossover and, PlayStation's actually pulling back from releasing their games on PC, too.
Dude,
That's a whole nother thing. They're
whatever.
becoming more exclusive again.
Netflix has video games now. They don't need a console. There's streaming and cloud. We don't actually need the box anymore.
Yeah, you can play Xbox games on your tablet. You can play it on some TVs. If you get a Fire Stick and get set up, you can play them that way and stream them on cloud. But it's still not as good experience as native console.
Yeah,
or
of course
PC.
not. Well, and I don't think... Well, besides sitting on my couch, that's pretty fucking great. But I still don't think consoles are as good of an experience as arcade standing with a pizza slice and a Coke in 1988, at your local, arcade.
Gaming den.
Cabinet arcade. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the best gaming experience, honestly.
The Neo Geo. I do love a good arcade cabinet.
Fuck
Honestly,
me, man.
or a
Yes.
pole position, where you can actually sit in. You sit in the thing, you get your feet on the pedals, you get that wheel.
Those are back in a big bad way at like Dave and Buster's and stuff like that. I'll take Mo there, and our bowling alley has an arcade that they put in, and they have like Jurassic Park, the Jeep game, where you get to sit in a Jeep with your machine guns and shoot fucking dinosaurs that are running after your Jeep and stuff. It's those are pretty great.
Those immersive experience games at Dave and Buster's and stuff, they are pretty great. They're awesome.
The Mario Kart one is fucking awesome too.
Yeah, I've only been to Dave and Buster's once.
Oh, really, Lee? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
because
a
they're like
fun
it's
place.
like 100 miles from me.
Oh, well, yeah.
No
You
fun.
don't have one nearby.
I'm surprised you don't have
family to
12
go
in
with.
the Atlanta area.
I'm not in the Atlanta
Oh,
area,
you're right.
but that's okay.
In the larger sense, for sure. I haven't been to a Dave and Buster's for, gosh, probably 7 years. So I'm with you.
My
It's pre-2020.
my son and his cousins like it, so we a couple times a year we head over there.
Yeah, if you got kids or
Yeah, it's great.
family to go with who likes going. It can
And
be a
my
good time.
work did our holiday event there like 3 years ago. So yeah.
So who is the best at Giant Fruit Ninja?
Yeah, exactly. Who can dance Revolution the best?
Oh, you'll sell me on that. You know I love DDR.
Yeah,
Such a great
it's
series.
pretty fun to watch people doing a group activity event. I mean, that's not something I would probably just do by myself, but like it's pretty fun watching people do that, especially when there's like drinks involved.
Exactly. Good times. But yeah, so I played a bit of Vampire Survivors. I don't even remember how we got on that. Oh, the hours, right, converted to hours. So that's cool. They're looking at, a few changes along those lines. They've changed some of the achievements. They're doing lots of little cosmetic changes and things on the system. And the Xbox user voice is back, came back this week. And so people are looking at what's being voted up, what isn't. And you can see that for future changes. We're having Summer Game Fest.
I thought you were
What
going to say that
format
the user voice was an accessibility issue for people who couldn't speak or something.
Yeah, well, they have a lot of stuff like that too. Absolutely. But no, that's not what this is.
Where
And
is that
it's a-
showing up?
I would have to find it for you, Lee. It's like a forum kind of deal, but it's on their
Okay.
website. But I'd
Okay,
have to
it's
search it out.
not on the console or anything.
Do you have a
No.
PlayStation as well, Lee? I know you have an Xbox. You're
I have a-
you're a PC
I have-
gamer mainly, but you have an Xbox, I know.
Right, I have a Xbox Series X and I have a PS4
You have a PS4.
and
Okay.
and a PS3, but my son's got a PS5, so
Lee's probably the most expansive gamer of all of us, man. I had no idea. You have a toe in all the pools.
yeah, I just don't dip into them very often.
Yeah,
the other
that's,
ones.
yep, that's exactly how it goes.
I mean,
like
here
a
I'm-
lot of us have all three systems, but Lee actually played a good bit on PlayStation for a little while, I think.
Yes, it
There
is.
was a period. Yep.
Yeah, now I'm in front of my PC, and if I turn around, I'm on my Xbox.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I've got them both all around me too, or all three all around me with the PC here. So besides Vampire Survivors or Crawler, which I think I'm pretty much done with. I've got those last. Like I said, I've got 143 of 161, but who's counting? And grinding out the last ones can be a bit of a pain. You know how it is when you've got a challenge ahead of you, but you're kind of done, but you're not done. And yeah, so I don't know. I may be done. We'll find out. Got some 76 in. The Big Bloom event is happening. Big Bloom started up on Tuesday. So people out there rousting stuff,
the big
getting
B
the new
guys.
Stein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
really cool. That's a cool event.
Seeing the little Beelze baby. It's a great event. It's going to be going on for 2 weeks right now. So I know a lot of people have been jumping
Is
in.
that one of your cute
at
nicknames,
top
or are
of the
they
hour.
actually called that?
Oh, no. They're actually called Beelze baby. Yeah.
That sounds like one of your cute nicknames.
It kind of does. Hey, I definitely vibe with it
Inspirational.
for sure. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got that
You're
going
rubbing
on.
off on them, Jess.
I'd like to think so. We try. But for gaming, those are the big ones this week. Just some Fallout and a lot of Vampire Crawlers. Like I was saying, I can do it while working out. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
At least
that's
some.
really cool.
You're not as good, I got to tell you, not as good with inventory management and strategy
Oh,
on the
no, you
treadmill,
wouldn't
though.
be. No. Of course not.
But that's good. I've been playing a few I always play some indie games, and I wanted to get my achievements, so I got up to 250k gamer score. But part of it is with a couple of smaller, easy achievement games, which everyone's saying, oh, you got to cheese it. So I'm playing this game called Kitten Island, which is a Super
Oh.
Mario clone with cats.
Oh, no.
Nice.
It's fun, but it has a couple thousand.
What's the
achievement
mushroom?
points.
Is it catnip?
So it's got, let's see. So the creatures are like ants and stuff. No, I don't think the mushroom is catnip, but it's got blinking stars. It's got kitty head crystals. But it feels very much like the screens look like Super Mario 2. You know, the Doki Doki Panic one.
In the gaming structure of Xbox and the independent game makers, do they get some sort of credit for like each time someone plays their game on Game Pass and that like reflects well on them? I'm basically trying to ask, is there like a band camp for like independent game makers where people can like stream or play different like independent games and upvote and stuff like that? Like what?
So I kind of get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
keep in mind there are a lot games have exploded in a lot of ways, and indie game studios, a number of games being published on Steam and various services have kind of exploded the last few years. But there are obviously Reddits and stuff devoted to it where people can upvote and talk about things and
of
forums.
course.
But for services, a good way to look at it is just the various platforms. So Steam is, of course, the biggest, most known PC one. But GOG is out there. Epic Game Store is out there. There is, you might have heard of itch.io. They specialize in smaller indie games. And it's another store that focuses specifically on indie games and such. Humble Bundle
Awesome.
was good at putting a showcase, shining a spotlight on games before.
Right.
But
And then Game Pass, of course, is
I
a
was
great
gonna-
way to find new
gonna
games.
say, do the ones that make it to Game Pass, is there like a reflexive reward system for those game? Like, do they get more exposure at the top of the sheet? The more people who click on,
They stay on
that
the
sort of
service
stuff.
longer.
Yeah.
I'm not privy to the inner workings there.
I'm sorry,
but
that's a corporate secret.
Yeah, I'm not allowed. It's too much business, video game business talk tonight. My bad. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. Game Pass has been adding some crazy games lately. One thing that has not been highlighted enough that I think I mentioned a few weeks ago is that they've been doing all of the old Final Fantasy, one per month, all year. So we're going to get Final Fantasy VI next month, which was Final Fantasy III, Andrew, which is a lot of people's favorite Final Fantasy.
I thought 7 was everyone's favorite.
7 is the most popular.
That's
a
the
lot of people's favorite,
PlayStation one, right?
but for the hipster Final Fantasy lovers, 6 is often their favorite.
Hey, did you call me a hipster?
I don't know. What's your favorite Final
that
Fantasy?
reflects well on me. Yes, 3. I would say 3. But that's
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's the one I remember from my 3rd grade slumber party. So
9 is my favorite, and 3 is my second favorite, aka 6. So I'm with you.
AKA
But no,
6.
they're
So what
adding-
is 9? Is 9 really 12?
No, after with 7, everything matched up. It was only the first 6 that we didn't get them all in the U.S. Yeah. then they're like, okay, this is too normal, so we've got to start adding, colons and apostrophes and all kinds of subtitles.
Yeah, it's just
Not
like
colons.
when you get to the Super Nintendo era, you learn that they're releasing these Mario games that they were in Japan on the original Nintendo, but we weren't allowed to play those games because they were too hard for Americans. So that Mario All Stars game, the Lost Levels and all that, which were fucking impossible. So maybe Japanese people are better at video games than us. Who knows?
No, but different tastes, different things. But a lot of games coming to Game Pass right now. So yeah, I mean, and now they dropped the price back down to $22.99 for Game Pass Ultimate. So it's a little more reasonable again, although still pricier than it should be. But
Maybe I'll
yeah,
look
Forza
at
came out.
joining back
We'll
in for
talk
a
about that
while.
with Lee, because I think Lee's been playing Forza. I know Rando's been playing Forza.
That's
A
the
lot of
race
our
car
friends.
game, right?
Yes,
Very
it is a
fun.
race car game. It's
Good
a
game.
it's a casual, but if you want to be serious about the racing, you can game.
Yes. It's so Forza Motorsport is their more technical car sim with all the details and track stuff. And Forza Horizon was more arcadey. But as time's gone on, Forza Motorsport has gotten less popular. Forza Horizon has been amazing. And so they've been doing things with the Forza Horizon Festival, and they've setting up in there's England, Mexico. The current one is in Japan. And so it's this big festival comes to, a location, and it's great. But I just want to finish up for me, and then I want to get over to Lee and hear what he's been up to. I have a major complaint. I had something cool this week and something not cool. Not cool. Robots, man. Frickin' robots. I got hacked.
Huh.
Ugh,
Oh, geez.
fuck you,
Hack
robots.
sword. So, you know how, and if anyone has tried in the last couple days, but probably haven't, the New Vegas generator is down. The Fallout New Vegas generator is down because someone managed to grab the API key. So I went to maybe pay a bill earlier this week, and I'm like, what is this large charge from Google on my account?
Oh,
What's
God.
going on? And I'm trying to find it, and I get into things, and so eventually I realize, wait, it came through the cloud services. And then I get into the API, and so in the month of May, people did a lot of images and videos stealing my API key. So I don't know who needed $37 of like Moira Brown pornography or like spicy vids or whatever, but that's what they did. Like there was one day where it was like $37 worth of vids. Another day it was like 20 some. Like
Moira Brown?
I mean, I'm just guessing what they're up to. Friggin'
Insert muffin hoppers here.
yeah, exactly. Bunch of degenerates is what they are. They should all be hung from a cross. Like, what is going on? No, I don't know. I don't know what they did. That's the worst part about it. So I can see where the API was hit. I can see what services were done with it. And it says, $36 a video here this day, $20 a video this day. So they didn't like go crazy. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. Using my API
Anything's too
app
much.
key, right? Using my app key for generating Gen AI stuff, which, I try not to use. I was like, I was very unhappy. But anyway, it hit the threshold, and that's why I got charged, because I've got like $100 threshold, and ping. So yeah, people stole my key to the tune of $100 this week. But
wow, how
I
do
saw
you
it, like,
argue
almost
that or
after they
whatever?
charged.
Jeez.
You can't. You
What?
can't really dispute it. No, I mean, you can do a chargeback, but here's the thing. If you try to do a chargeback on Google, if you've got other services through Google, it can cause all kinds of trouble. Mess with my YouTube, mess with my phone, mess with all that.
Dude, that sounds like the mafia. Fuck that.
It is a little bit.
Get him. Go get him, Jess. You fight this thing.
There is a bit of I registered a complaint. I registered a dispute. We'll see if anything happens with it. But for the most part, looking up, this is a thing that has been an issue for a while with people with their API keys. And the problem is, so even if you don't save it client side, if you're not an experienced developer and, you do the kind of stuff that pings on the API, there are ways that they can extract it from the code. And the fact that I didn't have it hosted on my own site and I'm not a security expert, anyway, someone was able to get it. So it was like $5 worth in April, then $100 worth this month. And I caught it because it hit that threshold.
Yeah,
and
they
thank
dipped
goodness
their
I
toe in April and were like, oh, she didn't notice. Let's go back in May.
did. Yeah.
Jeez.
Just messy. I was very unhappy. So
That
that's
really
all shut
sucks.
down.
I'm sorry.
That was Thursday, and shut that shiz down. And I hope they enjoy their spicy Moira Brown vids. Is that what they're doing? Maybe there. Maybe it's Beatrix. Maybe they're, bullwhips and necrosis over there. I don't know what they were up to with it.
Smells like beef jerky and sweat. Ew.
Jeez.
But on the fun side, another thing I did this week, while we're talking about our week. So I didn't get a whole lot of gaming in last weekend, but I cut down trees, y'all. I actually got out the chainsaw. I think I mentioned that I had been trimming some trees a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
I cut
Lumberjack
down
Jill.
as tall as my house. So I had 3 trees going up the side, just outside my computer room here. And 2 of them were as high as the house. And one of them was like up to the 2nd floor window.
Oh,
And
wow.
I mean, they're saplings, it's only like 6 to 8 inches around, but house height is fine.
Root systems will fuck up your foundation, so especially if they're close to your
So they
house.
started growing
right.
like 3 years ago. I didn't catch them in time, and then last year I asked my dad when he was visiting. I'm like, Dad, I don't know if I need to get these done. They hurt the foundation. He's like, yeah, like I'm gonna have to hire somebody. He's like, you might be able to do that yourself. So I'm like,
hang out the
gonna
2nd
try.
story window with a chainsaw.
Cut the top off.
I was
then
up
go
on a
down to
ladder.
the 1st story.
I was up on a ladder. I didn't hit the neighbor's house because I've got I've got 20 feet clearance between my house and theirs. And I managed to have it fall down the side. But so it still needs chopped up. I've got a bunch of logs out back on my patio now. But, I put the smaller bits out by the yard. But that was a
Wow.
really good time. Power tools.
You
Something
cure
I
that
could not have
wood
done
and
a year
got yourself
ago.
a wood burning stove and have yourself a nice toasty winter.
I'm going to burn some of it in the fire pit for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
I love
I
a
will share
good
pics.
outback
I will
fire.
share pics of the high fire pit. I don't think I
Ambitious.
probably won't do a bonfire or anything like that, although I could. But I think I need permits in my.
It's almost
in my
s'more
area for
season,
it.
y'all.
Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much what I've been up to this week. Just some silly games and chopping wood.
Beautiful. All right, let's check in with Lee, see what Lee's been doing. Lee, tell me about Forza. What's you racing cars?
Yes, I'm racing cars. There's lots of activities available in Forza. You can get like little missions from places, and you can one of the big
Missions?
things that everybody does is they have these bonus boards out in the wild, and they'll show up on the map, and then you got to kind of figure out based on the map where they are, and then of course you may be stuck in little streets or something, or they may have stuck it between two houses or behind a house, or everybody's quote unquote favorite is, oh, it's on the top of a house. I got to figure out how to jump my car up there.
It sounds.
Take it out.
I
And
thought
that
this
gets
was
you just bonus points and things.
I thought this was a racing game, aka go around laps on a track. This sounds more like Grand Theft Auto.
There are a lot of tracks, but most of it is you're driving around the map area, and in this case, it's like Tokyo City and surrounding towns and hillsides and all that kind of stuff.
I assume it was
it's a lot of
originally
fun.
Italian, right? Isn't Forza a Italian, like, go?
I
or
don't know.
whatever?
I think the first one was actually in Scotland, I believe.
Scotland, really? Okay.
Well, for the Horizon maybe, but Forza as a brand started with Motorsport, which is the thing,
Right.
and yeah, it was very much about car fancy cars, and so stuff like Lamborghinis and all that. So,
Yeah.
it would be Italian. Yep.
like Ferrari and
then-
Lambos,
And then they'll
Forza.
pick up classic cars that are noteworthy. So you get your 50s Vets and 70s Vets, Corvettes, and of course, being in Japan, there's a lot of cars that you never even heard of because they were never imported over here. But lots of the ones you get. There's Datsun 510. That's a classic in the Datsun.
Do you manage a
camp.
racing team or something and like purchase the car and upgrade it, kind of like
but you
Starfield
can,
ships or something?
No, you can buy cars in several ways. Of course, you can spend real money and get sets of cars, or you can earn them through doing events or challenges. There'll be things like there's a speed trap. You can go for your personal best speed through the speed traps. Also,
you're tempted to go faster through the speed.
Sure.
I see. Okay.
And the thing is lots of things are destructible. So like there's nothing like missing a curve and going down a mountainside backwards at 117 miles an hour. And
You're probably rolling
and
at that
knocking
point.
knocking out. Well, you're knocking out trees and stuff on the way down. You can roll, and it'll once you stop moving, it'll right you, or if it can't right you, it'll place you on the road nearby, so that you can then
Just like real life.
continue.
And
Yes, exactly like real life.
racing
And,
games probably look amazing now too. Like the last time I was playing racing games, it was still sort of uncanny valley where the cars weren't. I mean, they look pretty cool,
no,
but
this is wonderful stuff, and so you can either be serious about it and drive the roads and try to get bonuses and stuff that way, or you can just be batshit crazy and run across the countryside, leaping over hills and trashing everybody's yards and
They had to
fences and
compared
all
to
that
some
kind
of the
of stuff.
games, they limited a little bit on purpose because of that, right? Like in some of the other games, you could drive most anywhere and do a little more destruction. But like for instance, I think you can't drive into any temples out of respect. They wanted to make they wanted to limit some of that
you
stuff.
you can't hit people. There'll be a fence or a barrier or whatever.
But the
that'll
photo
keep you
mode
from
is
doing that.
gorgeous.
It is.
Rando just shared a picture of a warthog from Halo that he got in Forza,
Right.
but he's got a warthog in there and he's been streaming it. I know you've been sharing a bunch of pictures in Game Central a couple
Warthog
times.
from Halo in
Yep.
Forza? What?
Yep, crossover.
Sure.
Ultimate
Does that
crossover.
crossover
sentence
stuff.
happen?
No
I'm loving
Batmobile
some of these
stuff.
vehicles. Yet.
Well,
No
the
Batmobiles
Warthog
yet.
is the name
Yeah,
of the
there's that.
vehicle. Okay, I thought he was fighting a pig.
Oh. No boar wrestling.
That's a different game, I'm sure.
But there's one of Lee's picks in the live chat, Andrew. If you want to see how good the cars look. I honestly, Lee, I thought you were sharing a picture from traffic. I thought you were sitting behind another vehicle and just popped
I like
into
those
chat
little
when you said that.
mascots beside you. Those look like those little ice cream
yeah.
ball things. What?
That's something they've added this time. What those are is, like you said, mascots. They're regional mascots, and
Mochi? Is that what that shit's called? The little ice cream balls?
there's
No.
all there's all kinds of different stuff. I like the ones that are shrimp tempuras.
Oh, I like tempura.
I do have some pictures, but I got.
Wow, look at that car. What is that?
That is so cute.
Oh, that's those guys. That's your little mascot guys. Oh, so that's adorable.
Yeah, here you go. Here's a.
That's not Pokemon, it's Chinpokomon. Very cute. Oh, man. Is that a Charger?
69 Dodge Charger. I know
Yeah.
this is an audio show, but for anybody in Discord, in the live chat.
Go look in our
69 Dodge
Discord
Charger.
through our live chat. You'll see these pictures. Lee's popping up.
Yeah, there's one of the shrimp.
The
tempuras.
shrimp, look at it. He looks like a butt. Looks like a butt with a face and a little shrimp tail. That's so cute. That's adorable. Wow.
Yeah, and one of the other things you can do is, there are what they call barn finds, where you have to, it'll give you an area where, somewhere in this area is this barn you can find, and so you end up with this classic car, and there's usually somebody associated with the Forza Horizon organization that walks you through things and how to do things, and when you find a barn find, they take it away and they fix it up, and then you have the basically a pristine version of this classic car that's been rotting in somebody's barn for 60 years or
Oh, a
whatever.
barn find. Okay.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
No, I just was like, what word is it? I thought you were saying barn find. I did quite get
sometimes
to,
you-
yeah.
you
You find
bang
it in a
up your car
barn.
a
I
li-
get it, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you bang up your car a little bit, like this picture. But that's because, like I said, you can just go crazy if you want. It's like I said, that's the casual end of it. But then there are, races where you can earn points toward other rewards. You can find houses that are set up as kind of like player homes, only you don't ever get out of except when you're on the winner's stand, you don't ever get out of your car.
That's so funny.
And
So are you going to do like vendor with it? Are you going to go like a full HOTAS rig, get like the chair you can sit in and everything?
Jeez.
no,
Even Jess knows all the lingo. I need to play some racing games, it sounds like. So I know seriously nothing about auto racing. I thought Forza was going to be like a style of racing, like IndyCar or like, F1, Formula One or something, but
right.
it's not. It doesn't look like you have to use a specific type of vehicle. And what chance? What chance does like this fucking Audi have against an Indy car in a race? So there must be different applications for different kinds of cars in these games.
there's
Horizons
different
is
kinds of racing.
specifically, it is more. I don't know what the word for it is. Stock and
Racing
cross
series.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas motorsport, there are games that are specific to F1 and such. Other games that are, but Forza just means strength or force. in Italian.
Yeah, that's the well. You see that in music, the Forza piano and Forza,
Right.
like the forte and Forza and means play strongly and whatever.
Fortissimo.
Yeah. Oh, look at your cup of pea soup or whatever. That's adorable.
Yeah. And this is
It's
a
probably
old
green
British car
tea.
called
I call it pea soup. It's probably green
It's
tea.
matcha. Yeah, likely.
this is an old British car called a P50. It's 3 wheels.
That's
And,
awesome. A 3-cylinder
and-
car.
Uh,
The the
if that,
Trabant
yeah, I
in
think it was
Germany,
like
they
1
had
or
like
2
Yeah,
cylinders.
they had a 1-cylinder car. Good lord.
But then
Welcome
you
to
can
the car
also
show, y'all. Welcome
yeah,
to the
you
car
can also
show.
get updates for your particular car, and you can put 500 horsepower in this thing, and it just skims across the countryside. It's hilarious.
So what's up with all the wind screens, the windshields in your driver's side windows? Are they all filled in?
No,
Well, you
no,
can't
no.
see through 'em.
That's just that particular. There are some cars that are done that way,
Oh, okay.
in fact, this vehicle or any of the vehicles, you'll have like a regular stock looking thing, and then people can actually make their own what amounts to skins for the cars,
Oh, that's
and
fun.
so it'll have this racing team or this set of sponsors on
Or
it,
this looks
or
like a mascot skin or whatever.
it
Yeah.
is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like supposed to be like a Pokemon or something.
You need a fusion flea skin brought to you by the
That'd be
Fluffy.
fun. Do it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Bring in the Corvega line. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be a good crossover. They did Warthogs. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, and each game has like 500 or 600 cars in it, and there's some overlap. But when you're doing something like, excuse me, England or Japan, there'll be a lot of ones that are specific to that
Right,
country.
local.
Who makes
Mhm.
Forza? Is this like an EA game or something?
No, I mean it's Microsoft. It's
Microsoft?
made in
Okay.
the UK. Yep, same. Honestly, what's
Yeah.
great is the company making it, Playground Games is
Yeah,
their
that's
name.
it.
They're the
Playground
same
Games.
company doing the new Fable. So it's a bit of a change for them, but they're doing Fable on the Forza Tech engine, which is one reason why the graphics are looking so sweet. And originally,
Very
the original
cool.
Forza Motorsport was Turn 2 as well, but Turn 2 and Playground are working together. Anyway,
Yeah,
a lot of
here's,
stuff. What else are you playing, Lee?
Here's the
Right on.
well, when Starfield came out with the free lanes and Terran Armada stuff, I fell into that,
Of course,
and
yeah.
then I managed to dig my way out to actually do some feedback like a responsible player a week or two ago, and then Forza Horizon 6 came out, and I've been ensconced in that for the last week or so. I've
You've got to
drifted
be up
from
to the
the true
moment, Lee. You're
path.
playing the most popular current games.
Well, not intentionally.
I know
just-
it's not always your MO, but hey, no,
Yeah.
that's great that you're enjoying Forza so much. It's great to see a lot of the community jumping in on that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
But
Really is.
Starfield, Terran Armada, what do you think
Yes.
about cruise mode so far?
It's nice. It's a different way to do things, and the fact things will come up on your HUD, and you can go say, oh well, gee, I want to go check out what this ship is that's here, or this icon I've never seen before. What the heck does that lead me to? So you can do a lot more. It kind of emphasizes more exploration.
Have any favorite new POIs?
Um, no. There's, let's see. I've been foraging for a week, so I can't remember.
Your favorite point of interest is Japan.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
It's cherry
Yeah,
blossom
at the
season.
moment. Oh yeah, lots of nice cherry trees. And where I live in Middle Georgia, we have a lot of cherry because
Oh.
somebody brought them in.
Suliore wants to know if you found a moon jumper yet
Yes.
in Starfield. Yeah.
Yes, let's see, how many characters have I done? How many moon jumpers have I got? About the same.
How many fingers do you have? How many moon jumpers have you got?
That's
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
We're just teasing him because everybody else has them except for Suliore.
Yeah. Sorry, silly.
It's like fucking muffle boots.
Absolutely.
Exactly like that. Yep, they hide. They hide from you.
And get muffle tires for our Forza cars.
Ooh, I have tires of alteration. A steering wheel of enhanced alteration. There you go.
Oh, you can also get earn or collect different horn sounds. So you can.
I just want the La Cucaracha from the Ranchero, please.
Oh yeah, sure.
And the fringe. What is the fabric that hangs down on the top of your car called? I don't your roof, your ceiling fabric with the fringe around it. I need that too.
Well, I know the term that I've heard for it is dingleberries. But
Dingleberries, sure, that's great. I mean, that other
They-
connotation is a little gross, but sure, yeah.
Yes. In some countries, those are very popular.
That's so cool.
Saw some of those in Mexico.
Oh,
Mexico game.
so awesome.
Oh, and of course, the other thing about this is, I'm talking about cities and stuff, but you'll come across forested areas, desert areas, grasslands, all that kind of stuff. Depending on what's available in that country, so to speak. And
I
there's
want to
always
I want to
water
jump
you
the Grand
can't cross.
Canyon. Can I jump the Grand Canyon in one of these games?
No, it's not in the U.S. Why would they have a
With
game in the U.S.?
the General Lee, please give me the General Lee, and I want to jump the Grand Canyon.
Yes, well, there is an appropriate car in Forza Horizon 6. And I haven't looked at it, but when you go to the place where you mod cars, there's probably a skin in there for that somebody did.
Oh, I bet you every pop culture car has.
Yeah, I've got
yeah.
a Herbie the Love Bug,
I can't believe they haven't started remaking those movies. They've started remaking every movie series from my childhood. Come on, Herbie. That's one of my favorites. Come on, let's go, Disney.
Herbie already had the remakes, sort of.
It did?
No.
When? Did they do like 90s
No, the ones
or
with Lindsay
something?
Lohan. I mean, those were all, the couple with her were newer, right?
She made
What were
Herbie
those
movies? I don't
originals?
even think I knew that.
I don't think I did either.
I know she did Parent Trap. I didn't know she did Herbie movies. That's funny. Okay, well, it happened. I just
Yeah,
missed
it was
it. I just
Fully
missed it.
Loaded, I believe. Herbie Fully Loaded was like 2005.
No
That was-
the
way.
name,
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
why
Well, I got to go back and watch some movies this week.
all
Sounds
the
like-
others were like 70s and 80s, I think.
Yeah,
Fully Loaded
there
was 2000s.
yes, back in the 70s. With Benji, you remember the Benji movies? Come on,
It had a dog in
The
it. Of course, I
best.
remember it.
Oh my god! All right. So what else you playing, Lee?
My board game,
What board game?
Wordscapes.
What is it called?
Wordscapes. It's on the phone and tablet.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Wordscape. Oh, is it
Every once in a
Scrabble?
while.
Words with
It's-
friends.
Yeah, it's laid out kind of like Scrabble, but you don't have to know anything except words themselves. And their dictionary's a little odd because sometimes you'll go, I know this word, but it's not in this puzzle. And sometimes I'll just make up words and then post pictures of the goofy words I've made up.
He
So,
does that. He does that.
Yeah, that's the try to keep my brain alive game.
That's your idle time game.
It's good to have some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Fallout
that's the idle
Shelter.
game.
How about you,
Yeah.
Andrew? Have you played any Fallout?
4. Yeah, I've been playing. Still running around trying to find. I've been going the natural route with it, just seeing if I can stumble upon like the new anniversary edition stuff. But I think I've kind of. I mean, after besides a couple of Enclave outposts and stuff, I think I'm beginning to realize that a lot of the new anniversary editions, like maybe a lot of the stuff isn't pre-built into the game. I have to go get the creations for them, and the creations. I was under the impression that I was just going to stumble upon all these great new additions to the game, but I think I have to go download them, right? The creations and stuff.
Probably.
Well, it depends. If you upgraded to the edition
Mm-hmm.
and you bought the anniversary,
Yes.
then it installs as a 7th ESM like master file, just like Far Harbor,
Uh-huh.
Nuke World. And all that. So you'll see it there in the 7th one downloaded, and it should be in there. But a lot of the creations, well, some of them are stumble upon stuff. A lot of them are stuff you'd have to craft or create or actually look for
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
a lot
I'm
of them are
beginning
more
to realize
items with
that.
tiny
yeah.
quests around the item. So you might have a lot of things on your like miscellaneous quest list to listen to radio stations and stuff
Mm-hmm.
to start them. And then a lot of the others are just like apartments and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
think
that's
the new-
that's cool. I was just curious what I can naturally stumble upon versus seek out. Now I'm at the point where I'm going to start Googling and looking where stuff up is, or go to the actual what do they call their creations store, the mod store, or whatever they
Yeah.
call
Yeah,
it.
Called creations.
Creation.
Yep.
So I'm
And-
going to go in there and just start
But
adding it
To be
fun stuff.
clear, a lot of the anniversary edition stuff, creations are just mods. But the
Yeah,
anniversary
yeah.
edition stuff is stuff that were previously in Creation Club. That's what I'm saying. A lot of them are smaller. Some of them you already had.
Yeah,
Some
like
of them
the
you'll see.
pony power armor stuff like that. I
Right,
bet.
exactly.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Whereas in creations, you'll get larger mods and full mods and a bunch of stuff to do there. So a lot of the mods you liked before are all still in there, but they're in creations now. And then there's a lot of new stuff coming out. Some of them paid, some of them free. It's a big mix. And we'll get to it in the vids,
Right.
but we're about to get increased mod storage. Finally.
Yeah, I
It's
heard a
coming
little
next week.
about that.
Yep.
Yeah, make
Sweet.
sure that anybody on console goes ahead and goes through their procedure to back up your create
Yeah.
mod order.
The best way to do it, honestly, I like to take screenshots of my load order to keep them in order. But if you simply load into a current Fallout 4 game and save, it does save your mod list with it. So then when you uninstall and reinstall Fallout 4, after this happens, if you just load that save up, it'll ask if you want to download these mods, and you'll get the most recent version of all of them. But getting them in the right order, you may have to do that yourself.
Right.
Thank you
there's
for
also
explaining that.
there's also a feature in the creations part of it where you can archive your load order.
Yeah,
And,
they have that. I haven't tried it on console yet, so I'm not sure how well it works. So I just, it's in there. It's in there, and they're suggesting people do it, but I don't know how solid it is, because
I did it, and after the 27th, we'll find out how well it works.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because it didn't work as well as it should have during the Anniversary Edition upgrade before, so, but we'll see.
Yeah, I just saw the warning on the post on social media. It was like, "Hey, go ahead and back up that you're," and I was just like, "I don't like. What do you mean back it up? You need to post the go ahead and back it up with." For all of you dunces, that means loading in and just saving, or something, Because I was just like, what does that mean?
Yeah, the thing that I was talking about was actually in our Iguana Bits stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Iguana Bits list.
Yeah, because they shared some of that. Yeah,
the Discord.
Right. Yeah, it's in the.
Well, I should pay more attention to our Discord Iguana Bits section. It looks like.
Iguana Bits has a lot of info, so I have it set back up where I mentioned I fixed it a week or two ago, where it will it shares a lot of their tweets and responses in there too. So when they go on little tweet reply binges and are in there responding to a bunch of people, you get a lot of little tweets like "sounds great," "looks good," stuff like that. But it's worth it because sometimes you get some real juicy tidbits.
Yeah, I wish they had them named a little better, because like right now I'm looking through it trying to find that.
Oh, I've got it.
That update thing, and it's like, I don't see it.
Yeah, I'll drop it in chat for you real quick. Right there. It's an article on Bethesda.net. Mm-hmm. But you are in Fallout 4 currently, Andrew.
I am. What I am currently doing is I'm stumbling upon Enclave, like the Western Enclave Outpost, and I went there, and there was, some turrets and a guy in power armor. And then, like, maybe a dead soldier with a Pip-Boy, and you have to download some Pip-Boy information, and then you pick up a ping on your Pip-Boy map, so you have to go to that next location down in the glowing sea, and I pinged another location. It's just... It's an interesting sort of... new way to incorporate the Pip-Boy, where it's kind of acting like distress call signals on the radio. You know what I mean? It's just sort of like leading you to different little locations. Well, they've used it on the locator on the radio before, but I haven't seen it. The Pip-Boy used to ping locations, I think. So that was kind of neat. Yeah, so I'm just downloading Pip-Boy stuff, and so I'm seeing where this one. But it's another part of the new Enclave stuff. That's why I'm running around in the glowing sea right now, and I don't remember what they're from. I think from the Nuka Galaxy portion of the Nuka World DLC. I have 5 spacesuits and 5 space helmets that I can't put down out of my inventory. So I think they're from some museum or some side quest in the Nuka Galaxy. But luckily, I was like, oh fuck, this quest is dragging me down into the glowing sea. Crap, I don't have any radiation protection of any kind. I do have some Rad-X, but I'm in survival mode, so the repercussions of taking Rad-X might not be worth actually taking the radiation, because it's like, it makes you thirsty, makes you tired, makes you hungry, but Rad-X really fucks you up. And so I was just like, oh, maybe this spacesuit. And God, the spacesuit and the space helmet, even though they're just costumes, they actually have really good radiation protection. So
they really do.
Yeah.
No, they are good. It's kind of like Ray wearing the spacesuit in New Vegas for a while.
That's why I tried it. Exactly why
they belong to the Hebologist. So the first part of the Hebologist quest, they're not droppable. They're quest items. Once you wrap up the Hubologist quest, you'll be able to drop them.
I didn't fit. Okay, I need to go back to Nuka World and spend that Gravitron for those poor people. Give them
You
their
can pickpocket
spaceship.
it from them too. I don't know if that's how you got them or not, but you can pickpocket their suits.
I thought that there were mannequins in Nuka Galaxy that you had to collect
There are some
spacesuits
there, too.
from
Yep.
or something like that.
Yep.
So I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
that's how
Right.
you're supposed to get them. hmm
Okay.
And then once you finish all that and you send them on their merry way,
Then you can
that's
drop
when,
them or sell them or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So I guess I need to go back to Nuka World and finish some stuff too. That'll be fun. I haven't done anything in Nuka World in years, probably since the last time we were in a roundtable or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
the survival roundtable.
Yeah.
We did it a little over 2 years ago.
Fun. Yeah, it's good stuff. I love. That is such a dense area. The Nuka World is just like everywhere. Every time you turn a corner, there's just something happens. Like very little dead space, except for that stuff out on the west, between the power plant and the park.
Yeah, otherwise it's nicely packed,
Yeah,
for sure.
lots of stuff going on there. All right, no, that was my Fallout 4 gameplay. Yeah, I'm going to dive a little deeper into the Anniversary Edition new mods and stuff. I'm seeing lots of power armor skins and colors and paint jobs and stuff like that.
With
in
the new
game.
creations and the mod storage update and everything coming, I think it'll be an ideal time for us to jump into Fallout 4 again this summer at some point. So, I think we'll all probably be
I'm
back in.
always a fan of that. Let me look at my notes, see if I put anything else in the gameplay. Spectacle Island, yeah. I was surprised, even though I was level, 111 or whatever when I started this character up again. Now I'm level 113, 14. The amount of settlements that I had left unchecked, there was nobody at. That is my thing. I always open up all the settlements and get trade routes going and everything. But this must have been the character that we did the survival roundtable on, because there was just so many settlements that just were, Green Top, and County Crossing and Spectacle Island and Warwick, and all of those were just unclaimed. I was like, what the fuck is going on? That is not like me at all. So I spent a good chunk of playtime, in the mornings before work. If I played a few minutes here or there, that was the main goal, was recruiting people, and then trying to set up the instead, antibiotics, like I was saying, I was saying Rad-X was such a pain. But antibiotics are so important that, you need to have sort of a source of that, either a doctor to buy them from or the ability to craft them. Well, I was doing the low intelligence build so I could get that idiot savant to proc all the time. But since, we're not doing... So the roundtable's over, I've sort of... altered the special a little bit. I've added all the intelligence and all that so I can get chemist and all that. So, but I just leveled up enough where I can get that chemist perk. So now I can craft my own antibiotics, which is huge. And which means I had to also download and this one I had before. It was just a farming mod where you can plant most of the plants in the game. You're not limited to the 6 crops that you can usually plant, because glowing fungus is one of the main components of the antibiotics. I had to go to the this is the place that popped up. I don't know where you guys go for glowing fungus and Fallout 4, but of course the little mole rat cave right underneath the red rock.
Yeah, there's definitely some in there. Yep.
So I went and got 16 of them. There was even more than I thought there were, and I planted a little glowing fungus farm. It's adorable. I want to get gnomes, there's little blue gnomes in the game, but shrink them down so they're 2 inches tall and put them in with the little glowing mushrooms.
Nice.
Come on.
There's a lot under the castle too. If the tunnels under the castle, there's a bunch.
Oh, Another example of something I always fucking do. The castle isn't even a discovered location yet, and I was looking at all of the stuff, and none of the Minutemen quests are gone. I do have the Perception bobblehead, but I bet you if I go back to that museum, Preston and all those people are still sitting in the thing. I think I did a Ray playthrough where I just left them all there. I never do that. I always rescue Preston and Mama Murphy and
Yeah, it just opens up so much gameplay.
It does. But we obviously had enough to do, so yeah. But I'm kind of having fun to sort of going back through and doing the normal things that I do that I hadn't done on that character yet. So that's been doing a lot of my gameplay, trying to get a doctor, and I was having so much trouble getting a doctor. I would like assign, who is the guy, Sheffield with the Nuka-Cola, who you can recruit? Is
Right.
his name
Yes.
Sheffield?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I had Sheffield already, and he's like one of the high level vendors or something, I think. But I had him recruited to sell weapons or something like that. But I was like, oh man, I need to buy some antibiotics. Oh, maybe I can just like build one of those stations and recruit one of my current people to man the doctor bench or whatever, and I can just purchase antibiotics instead of having to run around and craft them, or somehow travel all the way back to Diamond City to talk to the doctor to buy like 2 antibiotics for 10 billion caps. They're so fucking expensive. So instead of all of that, just decided to build all the antibiotics myself, because Sheffield, I couldn't get him to do the doctor dialogue. It was only the barter dialogue, and then I would unassign him. I was like, okay, maybe I'll make a robot. I'm gonna make a robot. I'll make a doctor robot. Haha! I solved the loop, and then I made the robot and assigned him to the bench. And he would also only do the barter. He wouldn't do any of the doctor dialogue. It was only just the barter loop. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I think each of the special people you can assign to those stations have a specialty. So you have to,
only
you
one
have
of
to
their
metagame
items.
it and find out what their specialty is.
Yeah,
So-
the lady at the radio station is a clothing, because she sews
Right.
she sews costumes for the plays or whatever.
Yeah. That said, though, you may have a slight bug, because what you're talking about is what happens in Nuka World. So if you assign anyone to be a doctor station in Nuka World, they only get the buy and sell. But anyone assigned to a clinic in your settlement should normally be able to do the doctor things of the medical services too.
My workaround was to build a settler recruitment beacon, recruit one settler, and then assign them to. For some reason, their scripting wasn't polluted with whatever bug that was. So a fresh person that was not at the camp already could be assigned to that. And why?
That's how it should be.
If it brings up the goddamn barter thing, you look at their inventory, fuck, they have no antibiotics to sell me. But if you access the doctor conversation, they have antibiotics to sell you. Why if they have antibiotics to sell me when they're a doctor, please show it in the normal barter
It's
screen
running
so I
two
can
separate scripts
Please?
because they're not normally a doctor. So you have made them a doctor, you've promoted them, you've deputized them, but in reality, the game knows.
Oh, we can't sell this to you.
Yeah.
These antibiotics do not exist. You do
So long
not
as
see
they're
them.
chicken curious, you're good.
So stupid. All right. Was that it? Doctor, antibiotics, Spectralite. Yeah, that's what I've been working on. So we've got
Sweet.
a couple of games and some feedback. I think maybe we should do some feedback and play games in a little bit. What do you think?
Sounds great. Let's get to some of that feedback.
All right, who we got? We got. That's just the order that they were sent in. Do you want me to just go down this order?
Let's stick with it. Sure.
All right. So, first of all, we've got Matt and Nicky here. Calm Horizons and Nicky. Oh wait,
That's Mr. Fuzzy.
wait a second.
That's Mr. Fuzzy.
What is going on? Sorry, I found those today too, Jess. I thought you would like this.
You know I love it.
All right, feedback.
We make feedback.
Hey there, Fallout Feed. This is Matt, Calm Horizons on the Discord, and with me again I've got Nicky. Say hi, Nicky.
Hi, Nicky.
And
Nicky.
tonight we are wrapping
Hi,
up the main
Nicky.
quest. So this point, these quests start the place where I haven't gotten to. in any of my previous playthroughs in New Vegas. I have played New Vegas several times. I've never beaten it. And starting with these quests is
why?
as far as I had ever gotten. So
Boldly
these were
going
all
where no file has gone before.
these were all new to me. And again, I am a giant idiot. So you go to the dam and you talk to the ranger guy in charge, and he tells you, look around for some clues if you want to. And if they had told me that all of the clues were in the Welcome Center,
Can you see the clues?
I probably would have found some of them.
It's literally
But
called the Welcome
as far
Center.
as I knew, it
Come
was
on.
in the entire dam. Like, I ended up down in the dam and out on the road
Oh, no.
outside. Just, God. Anyway, so I ended up looking it up and then just doing what I was supposed to do.
How could
Well,
you?
damn.
So, wrap it up there, save the president, and went to the power station and installed the chip, and I was sneaking the whole time. Nobody even reacted when I plugged that in. So then I got to go back to Yes Man, and he said, okay, it's time to defend the dam. So go back to the dam, and all of this was pretty easy too, with my sneak at 100 and I'm wearing the Courier Duster from the Lonesome Road DLC, which is even less weight than Joshua Graham's armor. I don't know if that matters, but nobody saw me unless I wanted them to see me. So that room where you're supposed to install Yes Man in the control room, the two armored guards outside didn't even see me as I snuck right past them and plugged it in. So, blah, 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 get to the Lanius fight at the fort, and of course I can't talk him down. So I did what I always do, and I queue up VATS. I queue up 5 punches in VATS, and I hit him twice, and he runs away from me up the cliff. And so as it's playing its very slow-mo animation, he's out of my range, and so I'm just punching air while he's scowling down at me from on top of the cliff for 3 whole punches of nothing. And then he starts chucking grenades at me.
You gotta summon all your eddies.
So eventually get through that fight. It was annoying, but I wouldn't call it hard. He did take several punches, I will say that. And then you get to the front gate, and Oliver is there, and he was so belligerent. But I also, I didn't want... What I wanted from a Yes Man ending was, yes, kick the Legion out because they're jerks, but the NCR is welcome to come play games on the casino. Come on. I don't want to kick them out of the Mojave. I don't want them in charge of the Mojave. We can have a working relationship here, but Oliver's all, the dam is ours, and I'm like, the dam is mine, and you guys are leaving right now. And I didn't want to say that, but oh well, whatever. So couldn't talk Oliver down either, and of course, with the Securitron army right behind him, as soon as he's like, okay, boys, attack, they just exploded in front of me. And then something I thought was very funny after the fact, Oliver's dead on the ground, and I go and loot his body, and he's got his unique, General Oliver's uniform and General Oliver's hat. It's like, oh, I'll take those, that'll be fun, and didn't realize or didn't remember that there's no coming back from this, it doesn't matter that I have his stuff. I don't have his stuff. It's game over after this.
Game over, man. Game over.
Anyway, so then we get to the ending cards, and I was really pretty disappointed. I tried really hard to make a nice, stable, independent New Vegas, but it was very hot and cold. I got peace with the NCR and the Kings, and so the Kings were a good influence on the Strip, on Freeside. And everybody on the Strip liked me because I'd gone to each of the casinos and I'd pacified them. But I couldn't get the followers of the Apocalypse on my side, so it was a chaotic whatever, blah, blah, blah. And something I thought was very funny was it showed me every companion that I had. It showed me their final card, and it was all bad outcomes for everybody. But like, game, they're dead. They've been dead. Like, what was it? Veronica, she couldn't go back to her home because the Brotherhood was destroyed, and eventually the Wasteland took her. And Eddie never made it back to the place that he was trying to get, and just became a hunk of scrap in the Mojave. And Boone ended up drinking himself to death or whatever. And like, no. I know how they died, and it wasn't like that. It was very violent and my fault.
I punched Boone to death.
Anyway. So that was the end of New Vegas. I kind of didn't like the Yes Man ending. I would have liked it had it been closer to what I was hoping for, of everybody come together and spend your money in my casinos. But
Kumbaya.
instead it was everybody get out of here. This place is mine now, and I'm not sharing it with anybody. And like that, I never was trying to do that.
Who's gonna play at your casinos?
Right. Yes. Great question. Who is going to spend their money at my casinos if I kick everyone out? I don't know. Anyway. So, yeah, that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna save my final thoughts on all of New Vegas for the actual final feedback. So, okay, so that's gonna do it for us. Say goodnight, Nikki.
Good night, Nicky.
Good night, Nicky.
And we will see you in the wasteland.
How can you play a game 3-4 times to this point and not finish it?
It happens. I mean, look at Ray regularly creating new characters halfway through.
But to
admittedly,
this
he has
po-
finished
to
it once or twice.
this
ahead of time.
fucking point, you're at
Some-
jeez.
It can be hard finishing a game sometimes. I do agree at this point, but there's two things. First of all, sometimes you're close to the end and don't realize how close you are. You think you've got 5 hours of story left, a whole lot to do, and you just get distracted with the things. New games came out, you're playing, you're like, oh, it's going to be a lot. And then you load back in and you realize you're an hour from the end. That happened to some of our friends with Fable the other day. They're like, oh, I've got a bit more to go still. They loaded in, they're like, wait, I was literally 10 minutes from the final battle. What happened?
I'm trying to remember if I ever finished Fallout 4.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You mean
you may
ever?
not have, Lee?
I may not have.
Wow.
Actually doing the final thing for one of the sides, picking a faction, getting the end slides, credit roll, all that.
And don't
Neat.
ask me about my recent Zelda Ocarina of Time playthrough, because yes, I am still parked literally right before the last battle.
Right. And to be fair, especially with Bethesda games, it's kind of a joke that a lot of times we play more side content than main quest. Not us for Roundtable specifically, but when you're in there, a lot of times you focus on the character stories or the faction stories or what have you. So I can see it happening. But yeah, congrats on first time doing the end quests, finally. Getting to the dam and all that.
But he brings up a great point. He's like, okay, boss general guy walks through the gates. Boom, I got your gear. But none of this stuff that you obtain from this point on, can you back out of the game and because it rolls into the end game, right? So you always have to roll back to a save to continue on to play in the wasteland.
Right.
This gameplay is done. You cannot, after this battle, take the Legate's cool mask and run around the wasteland in it. Correct? You can't do that, right?
Yeah, the way that he described it made me think of The Crow. There's a quote there when Brandon comes back, and they're like, "There ain't no coming back. This is the really real world. There ain't no coming back."
I know you. I knew you. I knew you. But you ain't you. You can't be you. We put you through the window. There ain't no coming back. This is the really real world. There ain't no coming back. We killed your dad. There ain't no coming back.
And this is exactly what he said. There ain't no coming back here. You do the final quest, you got the slide, the game is over. Whereas in Fallout 4, yeah, obviously in Fallout 3, they gave us a way to continue on. But in Fallout 4, for instance, you can finish the main story and keep playing around it. But yeah, that is not a thing in New Vegas. You have to go back to the autosave.
That stinks. I want to wear the general's uniform around. Could you imagine going back to the strip and just some NCR guys sitting at the bar, and you walk in wearing the general's uniform? They're just like, "Oh, where'd you Where'd you get those stars from on your shoulders, sir? I was like,
You
"Yeah."
are dressed as a member of the NCR.
You didn't
a
salute
high-ranking
me,
member.
sir. Get it? Soldier, I mean.
Preston promoted me to general.
Preston. They'd be like, who the fuck is Preston, dude?
In a museum.
I don't know.
somewhere.
I'll be right back. He needs my help.
He has the superior outfit already, so he mentioned that he was wearing the courier duster at this point for a lot of it. Which, the courier duster, of course, is the one you can get at the end of Lonesome Road after you finish with Ulysses. Depending on, which faction you side with, you can get a bunch of different versions. I don't know if did we talk about the different versions last week or a couple weeks ago? I think we might
cannot
have.
recall.
So, if you're with the NCR, you can get a version with the bear on the back. If you're higher ranked with Caesar's Legion, you'll get a version with the bull on the back. The more common one is, if you're got a good rank with the strip, or there's I think it's called Ulysses Duster, the Duster of Americas, that has a nice actual logo on it. But the one for the Courier Duster version is, I believe, the one that happens if you're neutral or negative with most major factions. You end up getting, and when you ally with Yes Man, you end up getting with 21 on the back, representing Vault 21. So he probably has either Ulysses version with the flag, or he has the Courier version with the 21. I'm not sure which of the two.
I think we chat about that because we had a conversation about Uriah Heep art in like the side of vans and stuff, right? Didn't that spark that conversation? All right. Sorry, Lee. What were you saying, Lee?
I was just going to say, so for the strip, does it have a stripper on the back or what?
Yeah, it's got the Gamora lady with the mud flap lady on the back.
No, it's the old world justice version for that one, and it has a nice version of the flag. I mean, that is generally, I think, the one that people like. It looks like the old school flag with the red coming down.
The 13 flag.
Exactly, like you see
flag.
spray painted throughout the area, but in full color as opposed to just one color. Yep, it's a great jacket. But other stuff he mentioned, let's see. So we got the Duster punching Ulysses. So he talks about he was below Ulysses. He was up there, or not Ulysses. The Lanius. And he was punching him at first. And I think the reason he didn't react, he was just shocked at the audacity. Lanius was just shocked at the audacity of this courier wanders the wasteland guy in here trying to punch his feet. Just like, what?
I thought he said he punched him off a cliff. That's what it sounded like.
I thought he said he was below him punching, and it took him like 3 punches before he reacted. But
that might be.
But yeah, ultimately he did react, and it was because I was thinking punching Lanius would be a much tougher fight than heavy weapons.
Nuke 'em all.
Nuke 'em all. And then we have General Oliver coming in, like we were discussing. And that is a thing, kicking out versus charge. I have the same feeling about the Yes Man ending. Because the truth is, do we really want to kick the NCR from the hobby? No, we just a lot of us just want to maintain the status quo. But I think that is kind of where it actually ends up. Here's the thing. They're coming in, you've won the battle against the Legion, so now they think, oh, we're in charge of the dam. And you're saying, no, you're not in charge of the dam.
But we can share, but that's not an option.
But the dialogue does kind of talk about, kicking them out of the Mojave. But that's not so much it, in my opinion. I mean, I assume that, because you do need the customers, I would assume that while they're not holding their own against the Legion, that they would still have a presence at McCarran. They would still have a presence at a few places, unless we decide we want to kick them out. But it's not made clear. And it was a bit extreme, because while it might be dangerous having too much of an NCR presence, as for the balance of power in the Mojave, I would think we'd want them to still have some, maintain the outposts they have. If they have control of, say, they've got not just the outpost, but they've also got Prim. If they're governing Prim, they would probably still have that, So I don't think we're fully kicking them out of the Mojave, even though it's kind of worded that way. I think we're saying, no, the dam is mine, and you're not going to station all your troops here.
The Yes Man feels like entropy wins.
That's one version of it. But there are multiple versions. He talks about bad outcomes, too. So depending on a lot of choices you made, you get different slides. Now, you always get chaos on the strip slide, but there's a version of chaos quickly put under control and back to normal, mostly if you've upgraded the Securitrons to level Mark II Securitrons or not. And then if you don't do that, and they're just, regular Securitrons, you don't get the upgrade, then it talks about going on much longer. Obviously, not having the followers on your side, that can affect a few things. But I think the Securitrons is the primary one for the
having
strip.
grenades and rockets tends to quell things faster.
It does.
My last thought on Calm's, and I know that I've stated it before, but it really sucks for VATS builds in New Vegas that if you load up 5 VATS hits and the person is up above you, like he was describing, and you hit them twice, and that backs them up enough that, now they are out of range. So you have three misses back to back to back, and you can't hit the B button to back out of that. Like you spend all of your AP, and so therefore you can't use your AP. Like in Fallout 4, you just back out of it, and you saved the last half of your AP. That's what would have been wasted, and then you can hop up the hill and attack again. But it sucks in New Vegas that spent his AP meter, and then he lost those hits, even though he probably
all our
would have
melee
backed out of
friends
them.
agree,
Yeah.
and even some of the non-melee.
Is that different from 3?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Well, it's
I don't remember
probably why it's
having-
different in 4.
I don't remember it happening as often.
Yes. All right, that was my last thoughts on Calm. Thank you, Calm. Thank you, Nicky. Been great to hear from you guys all season. Looking forward to your closing thoughts there after Dead Money. Is that what it's called? Dead Money. All right.
Dead money coming
Dead
up.
money, dead money, dead money. Money.
Just like his companions. Aww.
Oh. They're dead. I know how they died. I was there.
Right? The game did not prepare for that. Because the
Yeah.
hardcore mode at the time was
That's
not,
funny.
not what they were aiming for.
All right. So more feedback. Let's see. Who do I have next? Probably Shoveler.
Hello, everyone. This is John, aka the Suliore, with Butch Caldwell and the House Always Wins 6, 7, and maybe 8. I couldn't keep track. Also titled So Mistakes Were Made. So Cass, EDE, and Butch head to Hoover Dam to save the president. So we get 2 options for the quest. One is to do You'll Know When It Happens, and the House Always Wins 6. I selected You Know When It Happens, and it sends you to Granger Grant, but he won't talk to you, and your only option to talk to him is saying goodbye. So I selected the House Always Wins 6, and then he magically will talk to you now. So we go through and talk about the security and how everything is ready for the next day. So fade to black, then magically it's the next day. Doesn't seem like anybody's moved. Probably slept while standing up. Anyway, Butch looks around and finds the closet with the blood stain and the wrench that could only be left by an engineer, apparently. So we keep a lookout
Only
for
engineers
an
use
engineer
wrenches,
acting
of course.
strangely. Butch then finds the other engineer that's looking for her friend Ben, who's supposed to meet her to go watch Kimball talk, but hasn't showed up. Surprisingly, he's an engineer too. Kind of suspicious. Boy, words. Butch then heads out and looks around, and here's where mistakes were made. I forgot that there's kind of a timetable here, and after checking out the 2 towers on the dam, we find out that we failed to save Kimball. We're on top of one of the towers, the one closest to the stage, and I looked over at the helipad, and there's no vertibird.
What?
And the NCR sniper on the roof says nothing's going to happen to Kimball while he's on duty, or something like that. And then we go, take Butch down and talk to the Private Watson that's supposed to receive an award, and he says he can't believe that someone would want to kill Kimball, but he was glad that he made it out safe. And then we go talk to Grant, and he says Kimball died on his watch. Okay, time to reload. No, don't worry. I remember this time to save. So we do go talk to Grant inside the visitor center again. Then fade to morning, check for blood, talk to engineer, look around just a little bit this time. Stop the sniper, then pick up pocket the engineer that isn't Ben. Then we show the detonator to Grant. We find the bomb on the vertibird. When we were looking at the vertibird, my game was starting to have issues with frame rate, and I thought for sure that the game was going to crash on me, but we did make it through. Butch then talked to House, and then we're off to the power substation to get the reactor started. Butch arrives and is told to stay out of the control room, but after entering and setting the power to restore the reactor, Butch leaves and no one is hostile outside, so maybe it was another control room we were supposed to go into. Butch heads back to House and he says, okay, it's time to fight the Legion. Nope, we need to turn something else on so that the Securitron army could be activated. When we get to the Hoover Dam, everything's on fire, and then we get a wasteland event triggered. When we arrive at the dam, it triggered, but I couldn't find anything, couldn't hear anything. I looked it up, and I guess this is probably when that Wild Wasteland with the Aliens movie reference happens.
Yeah, yep.
I guess you're supposed to hear, they're coming out of the walls, man. They're coming out of the damn walls. Or, game over, man. Game over.
Game over, man.
I am so sad that I missed those. That'd have been just great. But we didn't. We missed them. So we head to the control room to activate the Securitrons, and with the combined efforts of Cass and her trusty Hunter's revolver, and Eddie, and the Securitron escort that we mysteriously picked up, the insert troopers and the power armor are dispatched quickly in that control room. So now we had to further into the dam, and we have to pull a switch, and then we're supposed to head back outside. Again, with Cass, Eddie, and the Securitron, the Legion, NCR, and anybody there are just no threat to anybody. FYI, I really like the All-American. I think it's a great weapon. It does a lot of damage quickly.
All-American?
As we get to the gate, we get two more Securitrons. We take out the Legionnaires that are in front of the gate. We get inside. We find the Legate, and we take him down. Just a quick conversation, and bang, bang, poo, poo, explosion. The Legate. Words again. The Legate is down, and so is one of the Securitrons. So we head back to the gate, and boom, the gate explodes. I don't know if he knew it was unlocked, but it seems like it was unlocked. It was unlocked when we walked in. In walks Oliver, and then we get the talk, no, you give up, no, you give up. Okay, off walks Oliver, and in rolls House. Praise is handed out, and roll credits. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm really not happy how it turns out with House. I'm not a big fan of House. It just he annoys me. But I can't wait for the next feedback. I can't remember what it is. I know it's the ghost ones. FYI, I did record House's conversation from the gate. I did also record how the end credits and how everything turned out. It seemed like Cass was this one. She was not very happy about it. She seemed really sad. In the Yes Man end credits, she seemed a little bit more upbeat. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just me reading into it. I just kind of went long here. I appreciate you guys letting us do these, and we will see you guys in the wasteland. Goodbye.
No, you appreciate us letting you. We appreciate you submitting the stories. That helps us build our community and our show. So always love it with all your guys' feedback. Shoveler, you've been a great addition to the community, and thank you for all your submissions all season long, sir.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Does the Enclave have any sort of presence at all in New Vegas? Is there even mention of them or anything?
Just via the Enclave Remnants quest. I mean, there might be a few other mentions, but the big one is Enclave Remnants, which you get with Arcade. I talked about last week. How I went and collected. It's for Auld Lang Syne is the actual name of the quest.
Okay.
And you're putting together the remnants of the old squad.
All right, what was the All-American weapon he said did lots of damage in a short amount of time?
That's
what
the
is
carbine. You get it from Vault 34. I believe it's the Vault 34 Armory. It's a special version of the carbine that's a little bit tougher. It's a good gun.
Neat. Okay.
I had a question. He said something about Inroll's house. Do you actually see house show up somewhere?
Oh,
So
he's
if
on
he's-
this. Yeah. Go ahead.
He's on the screen, right? Yeah,
Oh,
just like if
okay.
we have Yes Man, we see Yes
Okay.
Man
The
come in,
Securitron,
but House is on the
right.
Securitron.
Right. He's
Okay.
he's there via robot.
He's been Securitronized.
Yeah, he's been shrunk down into the.
Every screen is
That's
potentially
what
his
we were
screen.
doing. We're flipping
Yes.
on those switches to allow him to communicate with his security.
Yeah,
So he could
and
be there.
launch that whole army from underneath the. Pretty awesome, really. I
Yeah.
like that. Tunneling up from below,
He
and all the Securitrons coming out.
he mentioned his vertibird was gone, and then he heard stories about like, oh no, he made it out okay, and then oh no, he died. But he said he had to reload or something. Is something bugged there when some people think he lived and some people think he died? Because like I can see in the confusion of battle where some people might not know something, information get crossed, etc.
Yeah, I do. I think it's probably more of a bug scenario where, especially on the PlayStation, like he mentions that even during so when he reloaded and played again, PlayStation was very much chugging. There are a lot of scripts
Right.
and moving parts during that scene. A lot of characters have to move, a lot of things that have to start. You know, you have the sniper, you have the engineer, you have all the characters on stage, and things have to go in a certain order. And that kind of stuff on the PlayStation, especially that this deep into the game as we are, can cause some lag and issues. So I have a
Yeah.
feeling that was the situation.
And I really liked his. Well, evidently the Wild Wasteland adds audio or whatever, like
It adds a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
from the movie
So-
Aliens, right? He was saying you could hear them scratching from the wall, and then like
So,
hear him
the
say
final
stuff.
quest can be done in a different sort of way. So one thing that people don't always do, if you are doing the final quest to take the dam after you say President Kimball or not, and you load in there with whoever you're fighting with, there is the NCR emergency radio is available. So that's on your Pip-Boy, and you can turn it on, and you'll get kind of play-by-play battle reports over the radio.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
And
neat.
yeah, and the game doesn't prompt you to do it, but it's there that you can do. I mean, I think there's a radio too where you can hear it, but like when you're near a radio. But otherwise, you can tune into the station on your Pip-Boy to really hear it. We probably should have mentioned this last week so people could listen.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
while you're fighting across the dam, when you get about halfway to the point where you can enter to get past the blockade, halfway across the dam after you've taken out a few legion and such, you get the woo, the sound that means something while the wasteland is happening. So if you look, there's some stuff spray painted on the dam and all that. But if you have the radio on, it comes over, and they say they're coming out of the damn walls, man. Coming out of the damn walls. Game over, man. And that's what
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
you actually had it. Amazing.
Game over, man. Game over.
So good. So yeah, that's Bill Paxton's character, right?
Right.
I haven't seen. Yeah.
And as I was pulling that audio clip, there are two fucking huge lines from the movie Aliens. There's the game over, man, game over. Everyone knows that. And then they mostly come out at night. Mostly, those
Mostly.
are the two like iconic lines from the movie. I had no idea. As I was pulling this
I
audio
thought that was
clip,
from South Park. I thought that was from South Park.
it's a reference to the movie Aliens. As I was pulling that audio clip, I had no idea both of the iconic one-liners from Aliens come from like within 2 seconds of each other. And they have nothing to do with each other. She's not responding to the game over line or whatever. It's just like he says, game over, man, game over. And she's like, we better go inside because the aliens come out at night mostly. So. But it was just weird. I was like, holy shit, I've forgotten that like both of the iconic lines from that movie are, back to back on each other, basically. It's funny. Great one-liners. I'm not a huge I always insult James Cameron because I think his movies are very self-indulgent. Like, my wife loves Avatar. I think, oh my God, what fucking shitty schlock is this bull crap? And she just loves Avatar. And I'm like, this is fucking terrible. And I thought, Titanic was so full of himself. And then when he did the whole, like, I'm king of the world during his acceptance speech, I was like, this guy's a giant douchebag. But I love Terminator 2. I think it's one of the greatest accomplishments of the 90s cinema. So...
Terminator 2 is amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
inside one side of the mouth and out the other. I don't know with James Cameron. Anyway, Aliens. Great. Good stuff. Game over, man.
Game over, man. Game over.
Game over, man.
Famously, I've never seen Aliens, as we talked about.
Yeah, it's...
The first one was too scary, so I never watched the second.
The second one's not nearly as scary. It's more action movie. I know I've said that a billion times, but it's if they bug you, they bug you, man. It's cool. You don't got to watch a movie.
One of these days I'll watch it because I love Prometheus, and
The
but the first one was ugh.
Yeah, the first time Aliens came on HBO, we had like a dinner party.
Oh no!
And at one point,
someone had a tummy ache.
At one point, we realized that the movie's playing, and we're all standing here in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, everyone walked out of the room.
The hell out.
Yeah. The first one is a great horror, like scary haunted house, basically, run like something's chasing me movie, and it turns into an action series. It starts out as a very scary, make your skin crawl type thing.
Nothing makes you hungry for turkey like a good chest burster scene.
Oh God, I was thinking about something though the other day. Sorry, side tangent on the Alien series. The iconic image of the movie poster of the first Alien movie is sort of like a backlit egg with a black background, and sort of has like a green glow to it, and it's like cracked at the bottom, and like green glow like seeping out, and that everyone knows that iconic egg with the green egg.
Yeah.
No way, at no time in the movie does an egg ever crack open from the bottom. They always open from the top like a blossoming flower opening. That I was just like, why did they do that? And just because it looks cool, I guess, but they never once show the yolk spilling out of a broken egg.
Artistic design. It's just how it is.
But I was just like, that's not part of the movie, though. But you know what I mean.
Maybe the person who made the poster never saw the movie.
You would think that they would have.
Departments are like that.
You would
a lot
think
of times
they would have
art happens before.
the H.R. Giger guy who designed all the movies do the poster as well. They just should have done that.
The poster's based on the book.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, did you know they actually made that from a decorated chicken's egg?
They
actually photographed like a real chicken's egg to make
that's
the art
funny.
for it.
That's cool. No, I did not know that.
And I looked it up.
What?
They did. It says initial test shots filmed for Alien used decorated chicken eggs to represent the alien spores. And the footage was used in early teaser trailers for the film. And then one of these eggs was used as primary image for advertising. So it was in the teaser trailers.
That's why it's on the poster. Okay.
Concept art, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That was just really bugging me. One of my ADHD tangents. I was just like, that's not right. That's weird. Why is it like that? And thank you for. Yeah, I need to go watch some documentaries on Alien. It sounds like.
Yeah, there's always a reason, and sometimes now you actually find out what they are.
Yeah, every once in a while, your curiosities turn up an answer. Think of that. All right, we got. Let's see. Did I have any more thoughts? Sorry, I keep going off on tangents here. The slept standing up thing is hilarious.
Right, magically
because
the next day.
that does happen in that game a lot. Where like, okay, you load back in and everyone's in the exact same positions that they were in before. I slept standing up, and not only that, everyone else slept exactly where they were too, and everyone woke up at the same exact time.
They took a photograph the day before, little pro snap, so they could make sure they got back in the exact same position when you woke up.
And go
positions, people.
Yes. Vertibird is gone, made it out, died. Right, chatted about that. Aliens and yep, cool. I like the Wild Wastelands thing. I need to.
And his cast ending was happier. You notice how he didn't mention his good friend Veronica, former good friend Veronica.
Yeah, probably not happy or dead or
people
something.
in chat are telling me too soon. We can't talk about what happened to Ronnie for some people.
R.I.P.
Yep.
All right, who we got next? Looks like Rando was up next. Let's check in.
The Diaries of Myra Tenpenny.
So, we're about to head to the dam. I'm leaving this book here. This isn't even a diary anymore. I don't even know what to call it. It's like the script for a holotape game, like Grognak and the Ruby Ruins.
Oh, such a
except
good
for
game.
on copious amounts of jetting. And I guess if I survive this, one of us will ride in it at some point.
Can I play
I'll
that?
check in. Maybe. Hey, it's Veronica. Welcome to the adventures of Mojave Myra. We, made it back from the dam. Myra's passed out again. I know all this has taken a lot out of her. Let me give you the quickest rundown I can. A lot happened. When we got to the dam, some NCR guy that Myra talked to started barking all these orders. Protecting the president, blah, blah, blah. I know Myra didn't like it. But Myra does what she always does. She just started handling things. She noticed a second sniper that had popped up on the tower and immediately started walking over there. And as we got closer, one of them pushed the other one off the tower. Fell down in front of us on the ground. Myra took off up the ladder and threw a punch that I was very proud of. Came back down and headed straight for the helipad. She wasn't talking. She was in Myra mode. And after a far too lengthy conversation with the guard by the flight deck, Myra walked around the corner, popped a stealth boy I didn't know she had, and walked right past him. I'm sure she stuck her tongue out. But she got up top, checked the president's vertibird, disabled a bomb. I didn't know she could do that. And headed straight for Mr. NCR guy, who proceeded to shut everything down, and they evacuated the president. So that part of Myra's mission was complete. I didn't know about the other part. But after going back to New Vegas and talking to Mr. House, she told me, we're going back to the dam. The Legion are attacking. Which I was excited about. I was long overdue for some punching. But she said, we're not going for the NCR or the Legion. We have something else to do. And once we got back, there was a full-fledged battle going on. Securitrons, NCR, Legion, hell, even the boomers flew over dropping bombs from their big airplane. And I'd say about halfway down the dam, Myra ducked into one of the towers. We headed down to some control room for Substation East or something like that. After fighting off some Legion people and got to the door, the NCR guards in power armor wouldn't let her in. Myra got tired of it and tried to walk past them, but they opened fire. So I punched one of them. Myra cut down the other one with her sword, and she just stood over him for a minute. She didn't want to. She told me that she was going to kill whoever she needed to, but just because she needed to didn't mean she wanted to. But she gathered herself, went to the computer, uploaded whatever thingy that Mr. House gave her, ran over to the printer, grabbed a stack of papers, and we took off. Went around the corner to the inside of the dam, and she flipped the switch, and everything powered on. And when we got back up to the top of the dam, that's when I realized she was powering the rest of the Securitrons. More rockets on our side. And she made a beeline straight for the Legion camp, which was fun, fighting through more Legion people. So much punching. So much punching. And then we got to the end. There was this big guy with weird gold armor. Looked like he had a squid beard. But Myra turned to me and told me, stay here. You and Eddie stay here. If anything happens, jump in and start throwing punches. But for now, please stay here. And after she had a lengthy discussion with this Lego Linnaeus guy, he turned around and left.
Lego.
He left and took the Legion with him. I was expecting a fight, but Myra did her thing that I've seen her do so many times. When she got back, I asked her what happened. And she said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth or you remind them of how little they actually control. So we proceeded to head toward the gate, which promptly blew up, with NCR troops and some official-looking guy coming through. Myra chuckled, and then I watched her do the same thing to him that she did to the Lego guy. Told him how much he didn't control. And those papers? Those were surrender conditions for the NCR. And she made him take them. And I could tell that guy was about to blow a gasket, but he kept eyeing the sword on Myra's back and the army of Securitrons that was gathering behind him, and walked away in a huff. And as soon as we got back to the Lucky 38, Myra just collapsed on the floor right outside the elevator. The same place that she threw down that dirty spacesuit. Same place where she hugged me and cried when she got back from the divide. And then I understood, after walking through the army of Securitrons patrolling the strip to get back to Lucky 38, I understood. This is Myra's home. This is my home now. And she did everything she could to protect us. So I'm going to let her sleep. I'm going to let her sleep as long as she needs to. But when she wakes up, we're going on one more trip. I saw a little blip on her Pip-Boy about some casino called the Sierra Madre. So I think we're going to put on dresses, get all prettied up, and go to it to celebrate. I don't know if Myra will ever ride in this thing again, but for now, we'll say Mojave Myra retired for now. But the Mojave really better hope that she's not needed again.
When you're getting dressed in pretty dresses, turns out you can put on your power armor helmet and then a nice little sun hat on.
Quite the outfit. We know.
Did you see
that's
that
what
when
separates
he
us
posted that picture?
from the animals, our ability to accessorize. Yes, that was wonderful. Speaking of pictures, we got, for that narration, we got a pretty epic slideshow here, much like Lee often does. That's something we talked about how Rando has picked that up. But he does some really awesome square photography to illustrate his journey. Just like really well done.
Yeah, you get Mr. House on the Securitrons and the General with, I like his hat. It's got the double bear head on it. That's adorable. Yeah, that stinks that you can't grab that hat and run around the wasteland in it, you know? You can't back out of the quest after killing him right here. Is this the end? It's impossible to back out at this point?
I don't believe you can fast travel away. I think it is pretty much impossible.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's
and
interesting.
Like the 38, that's from the end credits. Yeah, the scroll, right. Oh, shit, his arm blew off. Beautiful.
So General Oliver's uniform. So we know he has it on him, but I think using console commands, obviously you can get it yourself.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But
Cheaters.
I don't know, because, you would have to kill... Wait. You would have to kill him, or potentially, could you pickpocket him? Don't think so. Yeah, because it really is only right into the very end. He doesn't even show up before to get...
And this is the top general of the NCR.
One of them, at least. Yeah, he's the one in charge of operations around the Mojave and possibly top of everything. Yep. I don't know if
that's a bitchin' hat. I bet you it's got like +2 endurance or something fun on it too.
Yeah, if you get the so the playing cards that they gave in one of the old collector's editions had his hat as one of the cards on it too. General Oliver was one of the aces.
Oh, that's great.
But those end slides, and I like the fact we got this from Veronica's perspective again. Like we get some of Myra's story and then some of Veronica's perspective. Yeah, this is home. New Vegas is home. They've made it home. Obviously, he did the Mr. House side for this playthrough. But that is the Mr. House playthrough really does kind of establish New Vegas as the center of his universe, more than Yes Man in some ways. As independent New Vegas is good, but Mr. House New Vegas, it has its own personality, and it may be the strongest, especially with the courier to defend it.
Alrighty, sir.
Absolutely. The only other thing I want to mention in there real quick, let's see. For the photography, the scope shots. I really enjoyed some of the shots through the scope. There seems to be one every feedback, and really good. I like the way that The boomers. I'm glad that he saw the boomers. Now, Lee, did you say that you missed the boomers?
I missed the mission.
Oh, right. I'm sorry, Lee. Yeah. No, I was talking about on the
Squidbeard.
dam when they fly over there, because they fly over pretty quick. For people.
I want to say I've seen it before, but it's been a long time.
Yeah,
Well,
you
when
kind of
you
have to watch.
yeah,
Watch
when
and
you
listen.
play it, look up to the sky, get your camera ready. They should play what is that song? The Flight of the Valkyries. The ba ba da ba 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 da ba.
Well,
Does
because
it
they
do
play
that?
that when the gulls take off, right? Is that what plays? I'm trying to
Oh,
remember
they
during Come Fly
do.
With Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Might
you're
be.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
So
That's probably what's in your
what's
head,
a
though.
better song then? Come on, something else. I do like Captain Squidbeard over here with his Lego. He called him Lego face. or something.
SpongeBob's best friend. Well,
Yeah,
not his best
exactly.
friend. SpongeBob's boss.
Yeah.
Captain Squidbeard.
Squidward is not his boss. Come on. That is Mr. Krabs. Squidward
Oh, I'm
wishes. Squidward wishes he was SpongeBob's boss. He's just annoyed by
I
SpongeBob.
screwed up the SpongeBob lore.
Come
I'm
on.
sorry. You're
Come
right.
on. You obviously don't have an 11-year-old child at home.
No, I haven't actually watched SpongeBob in, God, maybe
It
a
is-
decade. It's been a
It
while.
is of high value. It honestly,
It's a good show.
It's fantastic. Out of like all of the kid shows that you could be forced to watch over and over, or to like get sick of, SpongeBob is really one that didn't ever really wear thin that much. I began to hate most childhood shows eventually.
That's why SpongeBob memes are still so popular.
It's
It really
great.
spoke to us.
It is
Yeah.
intelligent. It's good stuff. All right.
There's some really good writing in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what is this outfit this person's wearing in the last picture he posted with the cool hood?
Oh, that's just Veronica's default scribe outfit, I
Is
believe.
it really?
That she doesn't usually wear, yeah. Because when she's out in the wasteland, undercover, not telling you she's part of the Brotherhood, that's what she's wearing at first.
Really?
Either Veronica or Death. One or the
I
other.
want that hood. That's cool. I like that. All right. So more feedback. Thank you, Rando. Appreciate your food, sir.
And good luck on finding dresses.
Get you a nice sundress. All right, next we have Vanessa, I believe.
Hey everyone, it's Vanessa. My feedback for the Yes Man ending. It's been a bit of a hectic week. I'm a little bit unprepared, so hopefully this won't be too rambling. But so started off with
Ramble
the
away,
finishing touches
sister.
quest to go and install the override chip in the substation. So I had a couple of different goes at this one. Initially, Sterling just walked in. He's got sort of slightly positive standing with the NCR, so thought we'd be able to go in unchallenged, which we couldn't, and ended up with negative reputation. So reloaded, snuck in, also didn't go well. Obviously hard to sneak in a big square room with a person in it. Third time lucky, we reloaded again, used a stealth boy and managed to get away without too much of a reputation hit that time. So a little bit cheaty, all that save scumming, but just trying to manipulate the end a little bit, I guess. And then the final part of that quest was just to go and convince the followers to support the independent ending. So that was straightforward enough. Sterling's got good standing with the followers. The next quest, you'll know it when it happens. Definitely one, I think, where a little bit of prior knowledge pays off in knowing where the sort of threats to General Kimball are going to be coming from. So, yep, Sterling's still just about in good enough standing with the NCR to get the itinerary for the day from the Ranger. So, found evidence of the murdered engineer, and he was able to detect the explosives added to the vertibird from that. Looking out at the tower where the sniper's going to appear, as I say, just sort of with prior knowledge, I guess. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have spotted it. But the sniper on the roof over there, Sterling's not really spec'd into rifles and sniping, so wasn't able to take him out from where he was standing. Had to trot over to that other tower and climb up and finish him off that way. And after that, Kimball left without giving his speech, so a little bit of an anticlimax, I guess, for all the NCR people there. So we didn't get the assassin trying to run out of the crowd too. Didn't need to deal with that. Kimball just dropped off to his vertibird. And that was that. So finally, we're off to the Battle of the Dam, accompanied by the Securitrons. So a lot of shooting really going on there, obviously, with it being a battle and all. So the sneaky Legion soldiers appearing from behind you, from those towers along the left-hand side of the dam. We've got the Securitrons there, a few NCR, so hard to tell who was shooting at who at times, especially with, wasn't 100% clear if the NCR and Securitrons might be a little bit antagonistic to each other. Partway across where we meet the NCR heavies, Sterling was able to convince them to head off and help out elsewhere, so he was able to access the terminal and direct power to the Securitron army over at the fort. So once we got to the fort, there wasn't much to do really but loot the place and then find Legate Lanius, him anyway. I guess the Securitrons had taken care of everything else because, the place was deserted other than the Legate and those couple of other people up at the top of that hill. So Sterling just walked fairly close up to Lanius. I should have paid more attention to his name. Into good shotgun aim in distance, and that was that. Took care of the other people that were up there, and then went back down the hill to speak to General Oliver, who went from, "Oh, you're amazing, I wish we had 100 of you," to "You worthless wasteland scum," in the blink of an eye, as soon as it was clear that Sterling wasn't going to play ball with the NCR. Did a little bit more save scumming to reload and have a quick flick through Lion congressional style so we could hit the speech check with Oliver and avoid a fight. I guess I was still trying to see if we could remain mates with the NCR, but obviously not by this point. So after Oliver's vowed retribution, Yes Man trundles up and Sterling asks him if he wouldn't mind just throwing General Oliver off the Hoover Dam, which is pretty satisfying actually. And then Yes Man explains that he'll be laying low for a bit and we won't be seeing him because he's going to be installing some upgrades, which, the ending didn't really work for me, I guess I would say. So, you kind of allied with the NCR to the very end. You fight with them, you need them to see off the Legion, then you just tell them to get lost. Then Yes Man comes along and says, you're not going to be seeing me, and that's it. And you've got an independent Vegas, but you've already had one before. So I'm oversimplifying. I know, it just didn't really connect with me. I guess I'm an NCR person at heart. But not to grumble too much. So when we started the Roundtable, I was hoping to be assigned the Yes Man ending, because I nearly did it on my first playthrough and just sort of had a last minute change of heart. So I'm glad I've finally done it. Some highlights and lowlights from the ending slides. So I'd upgraded the Securitron, so they're like a kind of an authoritarian force, I suppose, which allows Vegas to establish itself more quickly, but at the cost of quelling dissent quite forcefully. So not all good. Good ending for Good Springs. I don't think that's the case with any of the other factions, but we've got a lot of passing trade now on the way to Vegas, all those passing people that, spend money in Good Springs and then get eaten by Cazadors, Rad Scorpions, Death Claws when they're making their way to Vegas. Rex got Looper's Brain, so that's it's a happy ending for Rex, from what the slide says. So he's been in the Legion himself before, so it all feels familiar to him. For the Brotherhood, I kind of cocked up the Brotherhood quest, actually, the week we did that one. I realised from hearing everyone else's feedback. So I got attacked by them, or I attacked them as soon as I entered the bunker, and then just assumed that meant I couldn't go any further into the bunker and finish them off. So they're very much intact, unopposed, and angry. So they retake Helios 1 and end up holding up travellers and caravans and stealing their technology. So
good job.
Not so good there. Tabitha and Rhonda, they got a happy ending starring in a series of children's books. And Chief Hanlon from Camp Golf turns his back on the NCR and becomes an anti-war senator back in New California as a result of Sterling not grassing him up during the Return to Sender quest. The Khans head off to Wyoming and build up quite a strong empire, which, seeing how they're presented in the first 2 games, might not be a good thing. And then I didn't have subtitles on, so Eddie's ending was just a series of beeping, but hopefully he's a happy little robot. So, yeah, that is it for me. Thank you, everyone. See you in the wasteland.
Good
Bye.
Stuff. Thank you so much, Vanessa. All right, so Jess has posted in the chat the appropriate way to pronounce that L word, the Latin
It is
rank
Lanius,
title here.
as we're saying, essentially.
Oh,
But-
come on.
So I grabbed a proper English pronunciation video, but the person saying it is actually kind of posh. So it's more like Lanius. Lanius.
The Lanius. 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 Laneus. Laninus.
Lego Leonidas.
Lego. Yes.
Squidbeard.
That's how it's said. Captain Squidbeard.
Squidbeard by any other name.
Yeah.
So that was some excellent feedback, Vanessa. I enjoyed hearing about the way it went. You had notes, Andrew?
I was just the NCR versus the Securitrons.
These aren't the Securitrons you're looking for.
Evidently
Yeah,
not.
well, she mentioned during the fight she wasn't sure how that would go down. But no, the NCR and Securitrons are not fighting against each other because, to an extent, they are somewhat allied. You know, whether you're doing Mr. House or whether you're doing Yes Man, the Securitrons are recognized and normalized around, especially around the Strip itself, but around New Vegas. So they're not considered antagonistic. So yeah, they can fight it with each other. And the ones you wake up from underneath the fort to come out and help, they will fight the NCR if you fight the NCR, but otherwise they're not going to.
So it seems like Yes Man and Mr. House are horses of a different color, basically. And,
yes, essentially.
And the Legates versus the NCR, the bull versus bear, is basically the other form of the mirror. You know what I mean? Like the two sides of.
They're a lot more different. You know, I mean, Mr. House is a little bit more authoritarian, and then as a courier, you can be whatever kind of courier you want to be. Like as she says in there, New Vegas is already independent, and yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mr. House can be the ruler independent, but the idea is independent from Mr. House as well, with each faction for their own, except the courier is kind of filling in for the role of House. So they really are mirror image. I would say the Legion and NCR are significantly more different, but in a way they're mirror image as far as the result for the game.
I just wish that we could hire Slim Prim to run everything. Prim Slim, sorry. And just call it a day.
Yee howdy, partner. Absolutely.
Whoever controls the dam controls the waste.
Exactly.
Evidently. Colorado River. Important
Save
stuff.
the cheerleader, save the wasteland. That's what
Oh,
they say,
my
right?
favorite. That's a great show.
So I like how she went in the first place, kind of similar to me, with trying to keep the reputation up with the NCR, and ultimately went for using a stealth boy. That's how I had to do it too.
So she wouldn't lose reputation.
She did a couple of times, like 3 or 4 times. She said, "Yeah, I only reloaded the once, but I did too because I wanted to see if it would work. Because I feel in the past that I was able to do it with absolutely no ding to reputation, but this time I could not do it without getting a slight ding to reputation. No big deal."
The eye
Kimba
in
went
the
smooth for
sky.
her. She convinced the guards to move on to get Yes Man up on the screen. And I'm with her too. Like, this was my first time doing the Yes Man ending, and it was her first time as well. And it's neat. It's good to see. And I see why some people like a positive Yes Man ending. If you get good endings for all the factions that you want, essentially, and for your companions, Yes Man can be a pretty strong and powerful positive ending. But it's still, not as solid. Like, there are still things about it that feel a little bit like it's tentative footing, So like her, I'm an NCR person at heart as well. Call me a policeman, because people have said that, like, Jess, you're a cop, when I talk about liking the NCR for the ending. But,
Yeah.
But I do. I do.
Yeah.
I think some taxes are worth it for.
Is Yes Man the most like power to the people, I guess?
In a way, as for letting them have their own head, it kind of depends on how the courier wants to take it, right, Lee?
Yeah. It really depends on what you do with it. Because he'll go any way you want.
Yep. So you've made these decisions, and run them by Yes Man. Let's see. So she's glad to have finally done it. Mentions the Angry Brotherhood, like, ooh, that is a mistake. That was,
Right.
Yeah. It's like she whacked the bee's nest and then ran away.
And it seems like this faction is just a bunch of raiders almost. They just ransack bypassers to get all the technology, it said.
That's what they've come to.
They're just a bunch of raiders. That's funny.
They retake Helios 1. And I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that they're lawless as raiders. They have their code, but...
Their code of will kill you for your tech? Yeah, that's...
I mean,
good,
I don't know if
good
they
guys.
necessarily go that far most of the time, but I mean, I guess that's where the shakedown ends up, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, she also mentioned...
I doubt they're leaving too many witnesses around.
Chief Hanlon, which is an ending slot I haven't seen in a while, about Chief Hanlon becoming a senator. So that was interesting. Like if you let Hannon live and I think if you keep his secret, he can move on and, become distinguished for bravery and become a senator.
What's a secret? Can you reveal it?
Oh, so yeah, we already kind of passed that point, but he was doing some false reports on the behalf of the NCR to try to help save troops. He was doing some false reports to try to kind of save lives and change things at the dam.
Okay.
So there was a bit of a plot against the occupation. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I mean, he was sending false reports. Was it to try to get more troops or less troops? I'm suddenly not remembering. I think he wanted to essentially
fucking with
save
operations.
troops' lives. He wanted to save troops' lives by weakening the position and causing a retreat.
I gotcha.
Yep.
And then they put Senator Hanlon on I've Got a Secret.
Indeed. Beyond that, what else did I have? That was pretty much it for her feedback. That was excellent. Good to finally see a new ending.
Cool, yeah. And you've got our last bit of feedback, Jess.
Oh, right. So the last feedback came in from Suliore. He recorded it on Tuesday, but it just came through via email before the show, so I ended up quickly editing it. So without further ado, let's hear from Mr. Suliore.
Hey, all you cool cats and dolls. This is Ace Rockwell back with another report from my trips around the Mojave Wasteland. In my last holotape, I mentioned that I had a date with the president. Yes Man knows that there's going to be a visit from President Aaron Kimball of the NCR at Hoover Dam, and his calculations predict an assassination attempt. Mr. House thought it'd be a good idea to prevent that, so I guess I'm going to do the same. I'm on pretty good terms with the NCR, so they had no problem with me wandering around. I was even able to get on the terminal and see that somebody who wasn't supposed to access it had. Also, it looks like one of the engineers had a bad time. In one of their supply closets, there's a bloody wrench and a pool of blood on the ground. I think somebody is walking around in an engineer outfit that shouldn't be. Upstairs, there is this woman named Allison who is looking for her engineer friend named Ben who'd gone missing, apparently. Poor guy. Went outside and there were several sniper towers that make... Also, this guy with a guard dog. I asked him if I could use it to see if I could find the guy, but he wasn't too keen on lending him to me. Bastard. Talked to Ranger Grant, and he wanted me to let him know when I was ready. After I told him I was, we waited. While we were waiting, this guy in an engineer outfit that really didn't belong decided to wait with us. I snuck up behind him and pickpocketed a detonator off of him. Dumbass. After I confronted him, he tried to kill me, along with everyone else. Guess he's a legionnaire. But the combined efforts of myself and the NCR put him in the ground pretty quickly. All the while, the president made his escape in the vertibird. Looks like my job here is done. Now time to head to the El Dorado substation. This place is crawling with NCR, so I gotta be careful. Don't want them spotting me. So I waited until the middle of the night and then snuck in to use the override chip. Somehow the NCR knew that I had done this and weren't too happy, even though I hadn't been spotted. But now, it all comes down to this. Time to head to the Hoover Dam. Outside the visitor center, there were Legionnaire and NCR going at it. I just kind of let them do their thing while picking off some random Legionnaires. Flying overhead was the boomers. They were dropping bombs on everybody, and I loved seeing it. Once I got inside, I found a few medkits that the followers of Apocalypse. This is when I had to start fighting the NCR. They weren't too happy that I was in there trying to take control of everything. I was hoping to avoid fighting them as much as I could, but they left me no choice. Once I made my way through the Hoover Dam to the terminal, I had two options. Reroute the power to the Securitron army, or shut the power off completely and make the dam useless. The second option didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, to be honest, so I rerouted the power. All I had to do was flip the switch, which I will be honest again, took me a minute to find. But once I did, I headed back outside. Now, to deal with the Legion. It was pretty easy to find their fort. It was on fire. Not my doing. Made my way in there, taking out every Legion I came across. Got inside the fort and was able to snipe the lookouts before they had alerted the legate. Made my way back there, and as soon as I saw the legate, I put him down in one shot. Wasn't gonna give him the option to try and talk his way out of it. I'm done with the Legion. They can rot in hell. Killed the remaining Legion that were in the fort and turned to walk out into the sunset, only to be confronted by General Lee Oliver. This pompous jackass that I was working for him. No, I don't think so. This is all for me. He wasn't too happy. He walked in with the biggest head I've ever seen, and I deflated it quite a bit. He thought he could walk all over me until he saw my Securitron army. That made him think twice. He tried to make some threat on the way out, like, the bear shall return. Yeah, okay, I'll be ready. The strip is mine, and I am going to protect it with every ounce of my energy. These people deserve better than the bull and the bear. Now, they have the courier watching out over them. Although I have been hearing some rumors of some big treasure in the Sierra Madre. That might give me some more funds to better protect the strip. Think I'm going to go check that out. But until then, why don't I turn you over to Suliore?
The fact that you're still alive after all this is mind-boggling.
Tell me about it. You weren't there at the battle. That was insane. I can't even imagine. So, yeah, this was fun. Really enjoyed the battle for Hoover Dam, especially. Protecting the president was pretty straightforward. I didn't do a whole lot, but once I waited and saw the guy standing there at the tower, I think that was the first time I'd actually pickpocketed anybody this playthrough. And once I confronted him, he's like, screw you, and tried killing everybody. The battle for Hoover Dam, I don't remember if I've finished with the Yes Man ending before. I don't think I have, considering I got an achievement for it. I was really surprised when I was able to one-shot the legate, not once, but twice. I snuck up on him and was able to snipe him in the head and put him down in one shot. And I was like, crap, maybe I should get a picture of him first. So I actually reloaded, got a picture of him, and was able to one-shot him again. Very surprised by that. As far as the ending slides go, they were mostly good. The Kings survived in my game because I'd done GI Blues. Prim prospered under Prim Slim. Rex prospered with Violetta's brain. Veronica was torn because of what happened with the Brotherhood in my game. Raul, that was a little sad. He didn't really know who he was or whether or not he was worth anything, so he just got another identity and kept on the fight. Good Springs prospered. Novak, I think everybody either kind of died or left, but the Bright Followers came and started rebuilding. Powder Gangers are still running amok without the NCR, but that's fine. I have no problem putting more of them down. So for all intents and purposes, I'd say it was a pretty damn good ending. Definitely looking forward to Dead Money. It'll be the first time I've played it since I first played New Vegas about 14 or 15 years ago. We'll see how Ace deals with that. So until then, I will see everybody in the Wasteland.
So his pickpocket adventure there, is there a reverse pickpocket grenades into people's inventory build in New Vegas? Like the Poisoner in Skyrim type thing?
It's not really the same kind of tactic, but you can do that. But yeah, he pickpocketed the detonator, right? So that is a great way to do it when the engineer shows up. Pickpocketing that.
That's fun.
Yeah. Can you reverse pickpocket grenades in New Vegas? You would think I would know, but
I have no.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can, but I haven't tried it in so long. So,
it's a tough way to play, but in Skyrim, once you get there, it's really cool.
Yeah. Because you can definitely do it on a lot of the games. Like you can also give people better armor that way. Like you can do that with
sneak, yeah. Sneak
with
better
NPCs
armor,
if you're like,
yeah.
oh, I want you to have good armor or good gear, and they will equip the better gear if you give it to them.
Yep. They'll always up their stuff, right?
Also, I misspoke earlier, so I did double check on Chief Hanlon while we were listening to feedback a little bit. And yeah, it was like I said that he was falsifying reports to kind of make their position appear weaker because he was worried about losing too many troops. But the quest it was connected to was the one with the ranger stations being attacked, and that it led to some ranger stations being attacked, and that's why he felt bad that it went too far. I forgot about that.
All righty. I think that's our feedback. Thanks so much, everybody. This week we had Matt and Nicky, Shoveler, Rando, Vanessa, and Suliore. Thanks so much, you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I wanted to mention, too, real quick, a couple more things on Suliore's feedback, because I enjoyed hearing about the good endings and stuff, but it's funny, the way he laughed and called him a dumbass. It reminded me of how us Fallout fans, like, we have so many inside jokes and references, you know? Like, especially among 76ers, but all of them. Like, who won the lottery? I did. Like, everyone who's played New Vegas gets that. Or Pipe is Life. Like that, Pipe is Life unites us all. And these are things that no one else would get. We have so many inside jokes.
Some people
but when
are
you said
just
dumbass,
discovering the pipe still.
I misspelled it in chat on purpose. DUMASS. And it's because in 76, there's that one raider base down south, like the Sludge Works or one of those. And it has like that dumbass storage sign where it's spelled wrong. It's dumbass storage without the B and with an I for storage.
We stored dumbasses here.
Yeah, and then there's a note nearby. You're the dumbass, but it amuses me because there are so many of these little inside jokes that we get and we can riff on all day with all the lore in the game, but other people wouldn't even know.
Riff, riff, riff. That's us.
Riff, riff, riff. You're the dumbass. Also, I had to laugh because he had a little bit of pyro coming out. Like a lot of times, he has a little bit of pyro in him. Because when Ace was like, "It was all on fire, not my doing, unfortunately." I'm like, yeah, he looks like anything's on fire to you for sure.
Unfortunately, of course.
Unfortunately.
Or maybe with the series, other people start.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. More references people are out there
It's
getting. For sure.
definitely
Okie dokie
blowing
has
it
become
up.
a thing.
Even my mom watches the show. Gee whiz. I need to get her to play the games. Get a controller in her hand, right?
Last I checked, I think it was still number 4 for action shows, and like definitely in the top 10 for the year. This year, even though only half of it came out last year, half of this year, it's still like number 4.
I know Skyrim Grandma has passed on, but is there like an old
she
lady
hasn't.
I thought
No,
she
she
did.
hasn't.
Well, maybe
No.
okay, that was a bad report I saw. Is there a Fallout Grandma? Is there an old lady who plays Fallout? Because maybe I could get my mom on that. She could get her own YouTube channel.
There are a few older streamers who play Fallout. Granny, let's see. There is one that we've done stuff with for a few streams. Who's great. But yeah, so Shirley Curry, she has stopped streaming as much because Skyrim Grandma, she's she's not doing as well. She's stepping away.
I apologize for stating that incorrectly. Wow.
No worries.
I'm glad she's still around.
So yeah, they mention Rando mentions Granny Vats, who is a player I watch. She's more
Granny
of a Fallout 4,
Vats.
Fallout London player. Granny Vats is what
That's
she goes
great.
by. But then I'm trying to who is I'm suddenly forgetting her name. I feel so bad.
Watch her be like in her mid 50s. You know what I mean? It's like that person we had on that one time. How old they were. All right. So that's our feedback. Hey, we got some game time. You guys want to get into some game time? Let's play some games.
What's on? Game time!
All right. So let's play some games. This week I've prepared a few games, but we'll probably only have time for the new one that I prepared. I have a brand new game for us. If you have ever watched Sesame Street 80, you're familiar with this concept. We're calling this game Near and Far.
This is near. This is far.
And
Thank you, Grover.
Thank you, Grover. The concept is we're going on a road trip. Summertime right around the corner, Memorial Day weekend, lots of vacations getting underway. The summer road trip we are taking this year is early game New Vegas location. So what I'm going to do is give you 2 locations and the distance between them. You just have to tell me, is that near or far? Is the previous location closer each leg of the trip? So, Jess, as an example here, I will tell you that from Good Springs to Prim is 5. Now, distance units. I don't know what do they use kilometers? Do they use miles? What do they use in whatever? 5 distance units from Good Springs to Prim.
5 cells.
Cell. Oh God, please don't make it cells. That's the most confusing distance. That's the most confusing distance on Earth. If I asked you if you had to go from Prim to Mojave Outpost, that's the next leg of our road trip, would that be shorter, longer, or the same? Is it near, far, or the same? That distance. That's all we're asking, is the distance between our stops.
Okay.
So Good Springs to Prim is 5. Prim to the Mojave Outpost. Near, same, or far? Near, same, or far?
You know, it's kind of a long and winding trail, but it's longer to Prim than you think. I'm going to say far. I think it's a little bit farther.
I've got the same on that.
Ooh, it pretty much is.
5 to 5 distance units there. Okay, Lee, next leg of our trip, we're going from the Mojave Outpost to the Mojave Drive-In. Is that near, same, or far? Mojave Outpost to the Drive-In.
A little nearer.
It is 4 distance units away. It is near. Okay, Jess, from the Drive-In, we're going up to Nipton. Is Nipton near, same, or far?
From what?
From the previous leg, which was Mojave Outpost to the Mojave Drive-In.
Oh, it's Nipton is closer. Nipton is nearer.
Near, yes, it is. So now we're in Nipton, Lee. We're driving to Novak. Nipton to Novak. Is that near, same, or far in comparison to our previous leg, which was the Mojave Drive-In to Nipton?
I think it's a little further.
It is lot further. We got 7 distance units there from Nipton to Novak. All right, so Jess, we're in Novak and we're driving to Helios 1. Is that near, same, or far from the Nipton to Novak trip?
Oh, significantly shorter. You can basically just, pack a little picnic lunch, not even time to eat it.
Absolutely. That's 7 distance units down to 2. Only 2 from Novak to Helios 1. Yeah, it's a day trip, really, that Novak to Helios 1. All right, so we're at Helios 1, Lee, and we're driving over to the RepCon test site. Is that going to be near, same, or far from the Novak to Helios leg?
I think it's about the same.
Very similar, but I've got 3.5 distance units, so just a little bit longer than the 2. Very close.
Oh, fractions.
Just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. All right, Jess, we're at the RepCon test site, looking at the rockets there, and now we're headed back home to Good Spring. Is that trip from Helios 1 to RepCon, which is 3.5, is that trip near, same,
much
or far?
Further to get to Good Springs, especially if you have to go around the mountains?
True.
Down the pass.
Yes, I've got 6 distance units from RepCon to Good Springs. And that concludes our road trip. Thank you for playing near and far.
Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah, I didn't even break out my map.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, no cheating.
And the way I did the distance units was actually I just pulled up the map on my Pip-Boy on my TV, and I just zoomed out all the way and put a ruler on the screen and measured, how many inches is it from the middle of this icon to the middle of that icon, and I did a little road trip around the.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's wonderful. Sorry, I wasn't in the game when you first started. I was looking at my friend. It was Gaming Granny I was thinking of. That's why I couldn't remember her name.
Nice.
But Gaming Granny is a Fallout streamer, and she did a show with the theater once, and she's done a bunch of stuff. So yeah, she's sweet. But that's why she doesn't have like her tag is gaming granny. It's not granny something specific.
Granny Vats face, right?
Well, Granny Vats is another one.
That's a different one.
She's another one. Yep.
I call this one Super Mutant Ghoul Granny. No,
that would be.
That's gonna be my
Lily.
mom. I'm gonna make my mom.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, call my the Super Ghoul Granny face.
Nice little flower hat.
Beautiful. I've got another game, but we are going along. So let's
do
skip
one more game.
Are
If
you
it's
sure?
the shorter of the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this
How
one,
long is it?
I don't know. Probably not too long. But this is a game that we actually played in the past that I wanted to resurrect, just because it is Memorial Day weekend, which here in the Hoosier State means back home again in Indiana will be sung at the the Indianapolis 500. Woo, big car racing night. Obviously exposed to a lot of car racing as a kid growing up in Indiana, as the Indy 500 is one of the most significant cultural events in all of Hoosier, history and stuff. So, but I myself am not a huge race fan, nor do I know much about car racing. But Lee is on and has been playing lots of Forza recently, so maybe he has some knowledge. I don't know if how much the Forza actually teaches you about race cars and such. But this is a favorite of Bob's. From the past, we played a game called Nuclear Race Time, where I give you either car parts or nuclear plant parts. Nuclear, and you just have to tell me, is it from a nuclear power plant?
We're going to be really good at this.
Or a race car? All right, I think you guys did really well last time. So just run quick down here, quick run through of nuclear race time. So Lee, we'll let you start here. Is the liquid sodium moderator, is that from a nuclear power plant or a race car?
Nuclear power plant.
Nuclear power plant is correct. Good job.
Sodium
Lee.
reactors are a thing.
They are. Hey, Jess. Good ding. Good ding.
Correct for Lee. Very correct.
Jess, how about the titanium retainer? Is that on a race car or a nuclear power plant?
Titanium retainer. I think the hook's on to the dingle hopper and the spangle
It
bit.
is the dingle hopper.
On a car.
It is on the car. Good job.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was for your teeth.
Boom. Lee, over to you, sir. The vortex generator. The vortex generator. Is that on a race car or the nuclear power plant?
Sounds like part of a carburetor, so I'd say race car.
It is a race car thing. Good job.
Really? Wow. Well done. I was thinking it must be a nuclear power plant, but you probably don't want a vortex in that
I guess you don't want that sort of...
mixing the fuel.
You don't want to create vortexes. That's how you get a black hole. Watch out. Jess, back to you here. The Nika Seal cylinder liner. Nika Seal cylinder liner. And Nika Seal must be someone's name. It looks like a Russian name. Nika Seal.
Nika Seal? I'm just picturing like a cute little seal clapping.
Yeah, it's Nikassil.
I pulled up my soundboard. That's a seal sound.
That's a seal?
That did not sound like a seal to me.
No, that's like a British car horn or something. You know what it kind of sounds like?
It's a vuvuzela.
I don't have the vuvuzela on this fucking board anymore. God damn it.
Oh no, how did you get rid of that? Well, guess what, Andrew? You want to hear what a vuvuzela sounds like?
Yes, could you do that for me? No, that's a super mutant hound. Could you play the vuvuzela one?
I don't have it. Apparently that was actually a bull seal. Yeah. Who knew?
Oh God, the fucking World Cup is coming to the United States and Canada and Mexico this summer, so it's like it's time for the vuvuzelas to come back to the United States. Remember how hot that was in '94? Woo!
Don't go bringing any mutant hounds to the stadium, y'all. Okay?
Yes.
Just vuvuzelas.
No vuvuzelas. All super mutant hounds, please.
No.
I think we broke the seal.
I might need to here in a minute.
What was the item that I'm looking for?
I don't remember anymore. What was it? Some sort of the Nika Seal cylinder liner.
Nika Seal cylinder. That's going to be a nuclear power plant.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That is a race car part. back to you, Surly. The zirconium cladding tube. Zirconium cladding tube.
Sounds like a nuclear power plant part.
That is a power plant part. Jess, back to you. The intermediate heat exchanger.
I mean, there's a lot of heat exchanging happening in a power plant, but also in a car. I'm going to say power plant.
It is the power plant. Good job.
Yes.
You guys are nailing these.
Nice.
Lee, back to you, sir. How about the control rod drive assembly? The control rod drive assembly.
Well, control rods are in nuclear power plants.
They are, but a drive assembly.
Well, you got to move the control rod somehow. You
I
build a
guess
drive
so.
for it.
Let's do that then, and you are correct. Jess, over to you. The rifle drilled lightweight roller camshaft. Rifle drilled
lightweight roller camshaft.
Camshaft. Say it all together, everybody. On 3.
Rifle camshaft. A camshaft sounds like a car thing, so we're going to say car.
That is a race car part. Good job.
Woohoo!
Lee, over to you. The Carrillo connecting rods. Carrillo connecting rods. Carrillo is Carillo. Carrillo. Carrillo.
I think it's pronounced Forza.
Forza. Que bueno.
It sounds like a brand of connecting rod for an racing car part.
Oh, yeah, it probably is. That's a brand name, you think, Carrillo?
I'm just guessing.
I have no idea. But you are correct. It is a car part. Let's see. Are there any more? Jess, back to you. Last one here. The fuel assembly lower grid plate. Fuel assembly lower grid plate.
Nuclear power plant?
Obviously, a nuclear power plant. Good job, you guys. You did so well on the nuclear race time. And that concludes game time.
Game over, man.
So
Game over.
Let's go on and see what Jess has for us today in the Iguana Bits.
Jessica, to the office, please. Jessica, to the office. Your Iguana Bits are ready. Please come pick them up. Welcome, y'all, to the Iguana Bits. We've got stuff going on. We hit on a few earlier. Let's just jump in and talk about them now. So, yes, Fallout 4 console creations.
Fonsole, I love it.
Fonsole. Hey, that's the cool consoles, the Fonsole. So it got a storage increase on May 27th. I believe the 27th is this coming Wednesday. So we are less than a week away from all the mod space. As we talked about earlier, if you haven't played recently, load into the game and save it. And that will save your mods. And then if you go into the Creations console, there's also an option to back up and save your load order. But they added the way that it works for Creations when they first added the option in mid-November. So if you haven't played a Fallout 4 save since November and you want to make sure that your information is saved, load in and play it. And there is an article up on Bethesda.net on how to do that if you want to check it out. And that's fallout.bethesda.net. And you want to scroll back, and it was an update to the article that originally published in November. So you have to scroll back a little ways. But it's in there.
If you load because I've noticed this, and I'm sure it's been around forever, but if you're listening to this podcast right now, you on Apple Podcasts at least, you can tap one of the buttons below the pictures, and it just has all the script of the podcast itself. So it's literally AI translating all of our words.
It's a transcript. Mm-hmm.
Would that be a clickable link in the transcript? What you just said, the link.
Most
to the
likely
thing?
not.
No. Okay.
Unless I said https / tripdubyourmom.com. No, sorry. No.
Okay.
That's not how it works.
It's a trip, man.
Oh, do you remember back in the day we actually called it TripDub, like in the 90s when the HTTP protocol? Yeah, because it was all www.
Oh, trip. Okay, I got you now.
Okay.
No, I do not recall that, but yes.
Early hacker lingo, which, talking about hacking in the 90s, how like every movie did it in like five
Oh,
keystrokes.
yeah.
Flip, doop, 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 doop,
My
doop,
favorite
sipping your tea, done.
subgenre of graphics is the computer interface to security systems of the 90s in movies. Like, I love, it's just like, oh, and you go to this file, and it looks like just a stacked file of stuff. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's great. Like, I mean, from Tron to things like Hackers, when you're hacking the Gibson, man, you hack the Gibson.
Exactly. So great. Jurassic Park has a similar like file structure.
Or Lawnmower Man with early virtual reality.
Oh, so good. So good. That is good stuff right there.
Graphics peaked in the mid-90s. Man. So coming up, we not only do we have a date for our mod storage increase in Fallout 4, we have a date for the new season of Fallout 76. And I'd said the last couple weeks I was predicting it might be mid-June because we got double score weekend on the 18th. But no, they are doing it June 2nd. So it's funny. There have been a couple years where it's been the first week of June and a couple years where it's been the middle of June. This is the first year. So our first week. So we're getting the new update, the Under Siege season, officially season 25 for Fallout 76. And this is the one that will also bring in the Infestations update coming with that.
I guess it's implied by using the word seasons, but I guess I wasn't aware that they release them within a couple of weeks of themselves every year. You know what
Initially, they didn't. But they have gotten more of a regular structure. If you recall, I think in the first 15, at that point, we had kind of measured. And the shortest season was 8 weeks. And the longest season was 13.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I
so it was
haven't
always
kept track
sort of
for a while.
predictable, at least within a range.
They're much more in line now where they're usually 12. They're usually, 11 or 12 weeks, I think, on average.
Ooh, so 8 was quick. Holy cow.
But yeah, that one was really quick. I don't remember what season that was. I'd have to go back. But there was one that we were just and we had to rush to finish the tour board.
Fuck you. Yeah, they never did that again.
I know y'all on Scorecation, don't matter as much, don't mind as much, but, it's important to get it.
Please allow 4 to 6 weeks.
Exactly.
Love that. Because by the time it gets there, you'd forgotten you ordered it in the first place, so it's like a little surprise.
We've heard a little bit about infestations already. I talked about what we saw on the PTS and all that, and they've put out a small video on it. They've revealed more now, but there will be an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, next Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe. I think it's actually going to be Tuesday in the Discord. And they're also doing a little bit of a demonstration for some people as far as so we can actually kind of see how it plays in action. There is a new video up on their YouTube as well about the Under Siege season. So it's not just the theme of the update with infestations, but they're using that as the season theme as well.
Sounds creepy.
Very. Yeah, the graphic for it has Vault Boys kind of sipping, chilling, having a drink. Meanwhile, he's being attacked by mole miners and raiders and mutants and such, which is what infestations will be, Big old gangs of people coming in and attacking you that you're going to find on the map. Yeah, but we'll learn more soon. We'll learn more. It's just going to be an interesting new way of surfacing that kind of event content. Looking at the new calendar, because they also gave us an official calendar for the summer. The update is on the 2nd. There is a community challenge of some kind happening June 7th to 15th. So interestingly, it's going to kick off right around the Xbox showcase. So I wonder if they're going to show us something. Now, I don't know. But they'll probably have 76 on stage for the Xbox showcase at Summer Game Fest. And I wonder if they'll kick off the community challenge there. If they don't, it is going to be running for about a week. And it'll be the week after that, the 7th to 15th. We don't know what it is. We asked, and they said we have some tricks up our sleeve, so we'll find out soon. But
all singing, all dancing, 76.
Oh my God, I want the musical episode of 76. Let's go. It's Rose especially very entertaining. Very.
If we're having a musical episode, which is a common phenomenon in sitcoms of the 90s and 2000s, does that mean that we have jumped the shark? I think yes.
I mean, in Fallout,
if you're having a musical episode, you are done. You are definitely on the backside of the.
No, you could also be at your peak because some musical episodes are amazing.
No.
Think about Scrubs. Think about Steak Night, okay? Seriously? You're saying that was Jumping the Shark?
My brother and mother love Scrubs, and my mom always thinks that it's me who likes Scrubs instead of my brother. So she's always like, Andrew, remember the episode where blah, blah, blah? I'm like, Mom, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never seen it. She's like, Andrew, you love Scrubs. So my wife now, anytime that show comes up, walks around saying, Andrew, you love Scrubs. Like, no, I really like the janitor guy, but that's only because he later becomes Mike
Gotta
in
love
the
Ted's
middle.
band. Yeah.
I like that actor in the middle, but I don't really know Scrubs that well.
Well, it
It's
was
funny,
a pretty great
I
show.
guess.
Pretty funny. But the Buffy musical episode, absolute cinema. Absolute peak. The Scrubs musical episode, excellent. Very, very
That
funny.
70s show did one, I remember. The Simpsons have done a billion of them.
Strange
It was
New
a rite of
Worlds
passage.
did a really nice one too.
And
Really? The Star Trek
yes.
show?
Have you
Yes.
seen the Glee musical episode? Because that one was great.
I thought they were all musical episodes.
Oh, wait, that's every episode.
Beautiful. That was its final form. You know,
Could you
its final
imagine if Glee
evolution.
did a musical episode? Like,
I'm
No.
still thinking of the shark going around in the top hat with a cane, dancing.
Jumping the Shark. You know it. No, see, Glee did a prose episode, all talking, no music.
oh, that's funny. Yeah, they did a dramatic, like, a play. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Anywho, back to
And
the
now a
calendar.
dramatic reading.
Yep.
Community challenge. 1 week, the 7th to 15th. We'll find out what it is soon. Middle of the month, like I mentioned, double score happening June 18th to 22nd. So a great way to get a jump score on your scoreboard.
Jump start. Yeah, I like that.
Jump scare.
Words are hard, y'all. And then if you're hungry for more content, well, guess what? They got you going because you get 2 helpings of Meat Week again. I love how originally it was Meat Week. And
Double
then after
meat.
everyone after like the second, it's been 2 helpings of Meat Week because we always get 2 weeks of it.
Double meat.
They can't just call it, oh, God, it's like Arby's. It's like Arby's up in here. They have all the meat.
Meat quarter soon.
And finally, to end up June, we're going to have the very first seasonal fish run with the new seasonal fish challenges with special recipes, special fish. That'll be the last
Is that
week
like
of
a
June.
5K event for charity for fish or something? What is the fish run?
Yeah, it's where the salmon spawn is in the fish run. No, it's it's
go
essentially just like
upstream.
getting special fish available for a week.
Very cool.
And then fish sandwiches for everyone.
Yay! Fish chunks.
Delicious.
Feed them that hermit
so
crab.
we've got the calendar, we've got the new seeds, we've got mod storage. That's pretty much it for exciting new Fallout news this week. For Starfield, there was a small update that just came out on Tuesday. Did we just get an update this weekly, or was it the week before?
I think it was this week.
Yeah, okay, I thought it was.
And I
What
don't
is
remember
time?
a thing about it.
Nothing big, just stuff to help with crashes and a few quest issues and a few little things here and there that popped up after the latest update. So hopefully running a bit smoother for some people on PlayStation, and they said there will be another one coming early June for all systems. That's out there. And then finally, my favorite big new announcement this week after the Fallout 4 mod storage, because that is by far number 1. But number 2, Middle Earth. Y'all,
Ooh.
peak announcement. So Warhorse Studios, who makes the Kingdom Come Deliverance series, and they did Kingdom, KCD 1 and 2, which Ray played 1. The second one was actually an upgrade in a lot of ways, but they're known for difficult, but they're also just like really deep, immersive RPG that is kind of a modern Skyrim in some ways as far as the characterization and the openness of the world. They announced they are working on a Lord of the Rings Middle Earth RPG.
Working on? I thought you were going to say it's
Wow.
out. Fuck.
Oh, it's not even close to out, unfortunately. No,
God
they
damn
simply announced that they were working on it.
I was going to
And-
spend some money this weekend, but nope.
Oh, can you imagine? Here's the thing. Like, a lot of the recent Middle-earth games have not been so great.
The Gollum one got fucking trashed, right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and the Mines Return to Moria one with the dwarves is a survival sim. It was decent, but nothing to write home about. The Hobbit one, the Tales of the Shire that I was all excited about. I paid full price.
Uh-huh.
I was incredibly disappointed.
Yeah, you said it was disappointing.
Yeah, so the last three have not been great, but there have been some amazing Middle Earth games over the years. You know,
I'm still picturing the world map from the 90s, or from the 70s, actually.
I have
A
that on
very
my wall,
colorful one.
Lee.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I probably have Middle Earth stuff in this room too. Lord of the Rings, like it's almost up there with Star Trek and Doctor Who and Fallout for me.
Mo just unscrolled the map for me earlier today. He literally drew it in art class today. It's still,
Nice.
pervasive into the younger generation still.
That's amazing. The map of Eriador.
Yeah, he's like, and this looks like the mountains where the blah 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 happened. And look here, here's Weathertop. He like knew what Weathertop was and stuff.
beautiful.
I'm like,
Nice.
good for you, dude.
Did you know in Lord of the Rings, the first decade of Lord of the Rings Online that was out, the MMO, we actually did a yearly music festival at Weathertop.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was over on
To stab
which server
somebody.
was it? Yeah, it was a great time. And no, you come in because you could play MIDI files and make your characters actually play along with the music to the
No
MIDI files.
way.
We did. Yeah,
Wow.
we did.
That's incredible.
It was a really fun thing. Early MMO culture had that.
Wowie, that's great.
Mhm.
The only way I've ever heard of making MIDI files was using the Atari ST, but that was making them for real music.
Yeah, it's what is it? Musical instrument digital interface. I use MIDI
Right.
for controllers and a lot of MIDI tracks, and yeah, I've used MIDI for years on various things. It's not as common anymore as it used to be, but you could save a number of old, things in MIDI format.
My
Playback on any keyboard.
My buddy Ben submitted on one of our songs, just sent me a MIDI track to put on to something, and it's like the coolest stuff. And so I went and I got like the MIDI data cable, and I have the MIDI keyboard, and it's like all hooked up. I just can't figure out how to make it work. I don't know. It's, me and technology. I'm like, unless I plug it in and it works, I have little hope.
You should be able to play a MIDI file right on your computer because you can get, a synth MIDI plugin on Mac for sure. They've got them.
Yeah, now you can just like tell GarageBand to play whatever. Yeah, it's just like, hey, play this drone, play this guitar.
Back in the day
riff.
on my chord keyboard and stuff like that, I would do a lot of stuff with MIDI, and
yeah,
it was
that's
great
really cool.
because when you were doing stuff live too, you could have triggers, so the MIDI track would start at the same time as your other music.
Yeah.
This is nerdy music stuff for you, but did I ever tell you that I had a MIDI controller on one of my guitars that I
Ooh, that's fancy. What are you doing?
It was a basically floor pedal setup, and I had a special pickup that went under that mapped all 6 strings, and it would send that to a MIDI instrument controller, so you could actually make your guitar sound like a bass or keyboard or whatever.
Or chickens.
I think that you imported the sound of pug barking and then could pug solo. And
this was actually pre-pugs in my life.
Oh,
yeah. I had a Sheltie at the time, actually.
You could Sheltie solo. Oh man, Shelties, those are beautiful.
But it was the coolest thing because you could layer it in sonically, so you could have like a cool little lead synth tone along with your actual raw tone of the lead guitar, and it sounded really good for some solos.
Yeah, that's fun. Very cool.
But that's it for the bits. And some random trivia at the end.
Bits, and trivs. All right, you guys. Thanks so much, everyone, for hopping on. Is there any other subject you guys would like to bring up before we sign off for the holiday weekend here?
Don't worry if life gets a little vinegary. You've got the sugar to balance it out.
Tell me what that's from.
It's my pickle.
Oh, I didn't even see it. So is that supposed to be someone famous's voice?
No, it's my support pickle's voice.
You support pickle. I didn't know if that was like it's a Doctor
right?
Who.
He's
I
very
assumed it was a
supportive.
Doctor Who reference or something. Honestly, I don't know.
Because you didn't see the sneaky
I
pickle
wasn't
in my
looking
hand.
at the pickle in your hand, but still. Doctor Who's weird enough that could still be a Doctor Who reference. The
true.
support pickle. I don't know.
I think
Better Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick. I think we're gonna have to whip out the support pickle more often if you forgot what it sounded like.
Yes, I totally did. Play it again for me.
It always has a British accent. Yeah.
Success is not defined by perfection, but by progress. Keep going.
You said you like,
Not just reaching for the stars. You're becoming one.
Oh, thank you, Pickle.
Yeah, you were just saying you liked Prometheus earlier. That sounds like David from Prometheus. That's hilarious. That's great.
Oh, Rando's gonna tackle us up. Don't tell me what to do, Pickle. Absolutely. You know what? You don't have to be a star.
Pickles.
You know, embrace your inner loser if that's what you want. But otherwise, listen to the Pickle.
Don't get cucumber.
Losers for the win.
All right, you guys. Anything else you want to bring up tonight on the show?
All good.
All good.
I think I'm good.
All right. Hey, Lee. Awesome to have you. Thank you so much for hopping on the show tonight. It's always great to hang out, and we always appreciate taking a little
Skinny dipping in a sea of Lee.
love skinny dipping in a sea of Lee. So thanks for hopping on, buddy. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, don't call me Haley.
I'll call you Haley. All right. Jess. Lee can be found at, let's see, Lee W. Benjamin, I believe. Right?
No, I can be found here in the Discord.
In the Discord,
Yeah.
That's where he is these days. All right. Thanks for hanging out, Lee. Jess can be found at Sleep is for Tea and a lot in the Discord as well. Jess, thank you so much for hopping
Thank you.
on.
Great being here with y'all, and have a good long weekend, people.
Yep, good weekend for those of you who get it. Sucks for those who don't. I started to hang out more in the Discord here and there. Also, the little Facebook group if you want to. I'd like to thank everyone for downloading this edition of the Fallout feed. We'll see you in the wasteland.
Game over, man. Game over.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the Roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
Again, I am a giant idiot. The dam is mine, and you guys are leaving right now.
She was in Myra mode. Squidbeard. So much punching. Everybody's got a plan. Until they get punched in the mouth.
And finish him off that way. A little bit of an anticlimax.
Better than the bull and the bear.
Lightweight roller camshafts.
Camshafts.
Boys kind of sipping, chilling, having a drink.